We are on. Okay, I'm going to call the June 18th Town Council meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance. Thank you.
Roger, I'd just like to add, I'm thankful that Jeffrey's okay.
Yes, we all are.
He required it in this season.
All right, we have the call to order, please.
Roger Hammer.
Oh, sorry, roll call. I'm here.
Bruce Brown.
Present.
Kevin Ritchie. Here. Desiree Payton.
Yes.
Jeffrey Vanaway.
Here.
Thank you. So we have approval of minutes. We have two sets of minutes, special meeting and the regular town council meeting minutes. Are there any changes on these minutes?
I will make a motion to approve the 6/1/26 special council meeting minutes.
Okay. Is there a second? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the June 1 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. No, motion carries. And we have the May 21st regular meeting minutes.
I will make a motion to approve May 21st, 2026 town council meeting minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second? All right, we have a motion and a second for the May 21st town council minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we have Tina Henderson, a grant writer for the Academy Building Project. Hi.
Hello, I'm Tina Henderson with Mendenhall and Associates. I'm a grant administrator, and I am working with the Academy Place. We have Linda here and Sarah with me, and representing the Academy Place. And our purpose here today is that we would like to apply the Academy Place to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And that's a CDBG grant, which I think your town is familiar with. And you have to be a city, town, or county to apply. So the Academy Place cannot apply for these $750,000 funds until they have a lead applicant. And so they have windows that they would like to replace in the Academy Place. Right now, we have a rough estimate of about $1.2 million. We're not asking the town council, want to make it perfectly clear, the town for any funds for this project. Unless they'd like to donate, they would totally accept donations. And so it's about a 1.2. And so as I stepped into the project, I needed to step back and say, okay, on this building, who do I really need to pull in as a team? And so Linda and I really sat down and combed through what they were needing for the building. I really combed through what available funds, and I thought I really need to get with a team of individuals to put this funding package together. So I'm just gonna really give you the project team so you know who all is working on this, not just Mendenhall and Associates. We have Patty Jackson from the Southern Indiana Regional Planning Commission. Patty will be the lead project manager for the Indiana Housing Community Development Authority. So along with the windows, there are other items that are grant opportunities. As I walked into the building, there was other things that I saw that could be a comprehensive package with the windows and also helping them restore some of the rooms as residents move out. And so Patty Jackson from CERPC, if you're familiar with that organization, will be running that. And then she's also identified Citizens State Bank to serve as a loan program that will couple with that IHCDA program. And then Michelle Leonard McConnell, she's also a former resident of Knightstown. I'm sure you know Michelle. She is wonderful. I work with her over in Henry County. on the 4-H Center. That's how she introduced me to the town of Knightstown and to the Academy Place. And so she's on our team. Kevin McCurdy with LWC, I'm not sure if he made it here this evening. LWC will serve as the architect. So we're going to have an architect when you start talking about federal funds to complete what's called a needs assessment. The needs assessment, we're going to double bank that needs assessment and go after that'll meet the IHCDA programs requirements for their housing rehabilitation grants. It'll also meet the CDBG program that I'm here tonight to ask for approval on to serve as the architect's plan to restore the windows. Kevin will also be the architect in charge of the Section 106. So we're looking at a very National Register historic building. I was in awe when I pulled up. I have to say, I've taken my kids to the Hoosier Gym. I was familiar with Amy Miller, the grant administrator that worked on your Hoosier Gym, she and our colleagues. But I didn't really pay attention to the large structure that was in front of that Hoosier Gym. And I was in awe of the historic nature of that building and really excited to pull this team together. We'd like to add the town of Knightstown to our team, serving as the lead applicant. So when you, as a clerk, you might be saying, well, what's it take when we're a lead applicant and we have a subrecipient? So you would really just be serving as a pass-through. My job as a grant administrator is to make your job easier. So I need to make sure you meet internal controls. I need to make sure that I am hopefully providing you with all the information, so all you're doing is signing checks, signing documents. So for example, if we go for windows and we hire a contractor, I'll slate most of that CDBG money will pay grant administration and pay the contractor to install the windows. So there would be probably 2 companies you would be working with to writing checks to, because the money, even though it's passed through, it stops at Knightstown, and then Knightstown's clerk then has to write those checks to the construction company. My job will serve as a liaison between the Academy Place and the town council. My job is to keep you updated. So if they're receiving bids, I'm letting you know as a town council that you're more than welcome to attend those bid opening meetings. I'm CCing the clerk so that they have internal controls over the whole project. Contracts have to be ran through the Academy Place board first, and then they'll turn around and go to the board for second approval. So anything that I bring in front of you, you'll know that it's already been in front of the board before it gets to you. With each claim, I provide a financial management update so that you have internal controls showing what's the budget is, what's being spent on the project. So that is where we're asking for the town of Knightstown to serve as our partner, to serve as that lead applicant, to serve as that funding mechanism to allow us to access $750,000. As a subrecipient, they'll be documented as a subrecipient. Once you're funded, there will be a subrecipient agreement between the town and the Academy Place, and it sounds like an attorney back there is shaking his head, and you might be familiar with CDBG. Your downtown is amazing. I think there's been other ways CDBG has been involved in Knightstown. But with that being said, I don't want to take too much time. One last partner that we still need to rope into all of this is the Indiana Landmarks Foundation. We want to make sure that they're on board with what we're doing in the building. It's important that I bring them in as a partner on this project, just more or less to serve and understand what we're doing. Then we would ask for the town council, you're saying, okay, if you're familiar with CDBG, they have 2 rounds, construction, 2 rounds per year. So we've missed the first round, and we're really trying to line this project up for the second round of CDBG, which is the proposal is due October 4th. The final application is due December 13th.
Can I ask you to just remind everyone what CDBG means?
Yep, Community Development Block Grant. And it is through the Indiana Housing and Community Development Affairs, the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. So it's called OCRA. And I'm sorry if I use too many acronyms. And CDBG, Community Development Block Grant. Those are the same funds that you used on your Hoosier Gym here, I think 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Quite a while ago.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
So, and you can, as a community, you can only have 1 application in at a time, but you can have, as a town, 3 applications. So for example, I'm going to be asking the council to secure round 1 CDBG, which is the October, December, or round 2 CDBG, and then also secure round 1, 2027. Those dates have not been set at this point in time, so I can't tell you, but I just ask for approval to have the Academy Place serve as the subrecipient for round 2 CDBG 2026 and round 1 2027. We did have a chance to talk a little bit to, I think your engineer, and I'm forgetting his name right now, Brian Sheehan with HWC.
Not an engineer, but works for an engineering firm.
Yeah,
And we did talk a little bit, because I know utilities are on the foremost.
that's on my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's up there, and so Brian, if you want to talk a little bit about where you see a CDBG application fitting in, so I don't want to hold you up on utilities.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and I'd spoken with Michelle, was we just don't know as we go into working.
Would you come up?
Yeah, you got to be on the microphone.
We won't hear you. They won't hear you if they're out there listening.
I was trying to hide.
That's okay. Pretty hard.
No, so it is something just to keep in mind, because as she said, you can only have so many, I always said so many in the chute, and then if you get one finished, then another one pops open.
So how many can you have active at one time? You can have 3 active, but only 1 in each round.
Only one application.
So you want to do this year, fall, and then you want to do spring.
2027.
And I'm a little worried that spring is when we're going to need to do our water application.
And I don't know that I have a timing.
We don't have timing, but if we're later than spring, that's going to be a problem.
All right, are you only using CDBG for your water, or are you going to go after SRF?
Necessarily.
SRF will be the
SRF.
the major player of that, but I don't, that's definitely not my expertise. Dick Weigel would be the one on that. But when we originally spoke, I think we were thinking that last one, which I was like, I know we're not gonna have anything ready.
For this year.
For this year,
Right.
But that second one, I don't know. I wouldn't have enough knowledge to say yes or no at this point, like for me, but, that's something we can dig into.
So does it take both to get the total money you want? Is that what you're thinking? Let me just say, I'm in favor of your grant.
Right.
You know, that's not a problem. I'm just,
No, it is something that you have to work out the logistics. It's, you get caught sometimes when you have 2 or 3 projects trying to get in, because you can only submit one application. You may have room for them all, but you got to get one in, get it into construction before you can submit the next one.
okay. So not only in and approved, but into construction.
And then you have to say, sometimes you're not funded the first time in. I
Right.
mean, I like to say I have 27 years of experience, right? But I am not going to, say that every time I submit an application, you're funded the first time in. Well, that's not true. Sometimes I need 2, hopefully not 3. But with that being said, I feel comfortable saying 2 rounds. But with that being said, let me give you, I also do water and sewer. I work with the SRF program. And you may not be aware, but their program changed in 2025. So you are not able, you can submit your SRF application in the spring, so that'll be due, let's say, April 1st. That's typically when their application is due. But you're not able to submit your CDBG grant now until round 2. So you're going to submit your SRF application first for your water project, right? Because they want to get in and score it.
Right.
And then you'll score out on, you'll not be on the PPL list, but they will know at that point in time you're planning on using CDBG. Because there was somewhat of an entanglement when they would allow an SRF application to go in, right? Then you would be also in the spring submitting CDBG. Well, you might get the CDBG grant, but then you may not have scored high enough on the PPL. And so there was a timing issue. So just this past year, Camille Miners with IFA said, hey, if you're going after CDBG, submit your spring application for 2026. I know HWC knows this, for spring. Notify in your application that you're planning to use CDBG so that they can go ahead and start figuring out your funding package. And then you make your CDBG application in the next round.
And as Brian said, I don't know that we're going to go for both, but obviously it might make sense,
And it could be something too, where if you give authority to move forward and figure that timing out, we can connect you with Dick too, and
Right.
He's the one that's working with
Right,
water.
he's the one working on it, yeah.
To be able to kind of give you that timing of like, hey, is there an issue here or not? And do they have plenty of space to put the stuff in? So
Right.
we'd be happy to
So,
work with her on that.
and then, of course, as you said, if you do get it, say you get it in the spring, and we're applying, then, I mean, we can't apply in the spring, right? For CDBG, which we wouldn't anyway, we'd go for SRF, right?
Right.
And so
In
then,
the spring, you would go
but
SRF.
you would have to be actively in construction, you're saying, before we could apply in the fall.
Right, which
So,
the
shouldn't be a
timing
problem.
aligns, so even if we were pushed back, I do believe this is a competitive project. I'm not 100% sure we'll need that second round.
Okay.
And, but I just wanted you to know as you start, just because I also work with water, wastewater, stormwater, that process, so that I don't see a conflict happening. Because you submit your SRF application in April of 2027, then you're going to turn around in the fall of 2027. It'll start in October. Your final application's in December. If we're funded, we'll be under construction before that. In the spring, we'll be under construction before, because we're only focusing on the windows.
So your Okra grant is all focused on windows? Okay.
Right. That is, now, the IHCDA portion, which does not affect this, and this is probably a year down the road, and this will not involve the town on the Indiana Housing Community Development Authority program. That'll work directly and only with the Academy Place. So that shouldn't, but that'll work on the restoration, and that'll take more time. This will be very quick into construction. Now, the construction itself may take a while, but getting the bid specs together and getting it bid and accepted for windows are not going to take as long as it would if you were trying to develop a water, wastewater, final design specifications for bidding. It's not going to take 8 months.
So I have a question. Maybe a little bit random, but not really. How do you package these to make sure that you don't underfund your project? Every single project I've ever been involved with never prices the project high enough. So you get there, and we're gonna talk about one tonight, and you don't have enough money. We're gonna have to rebid a project and change it because it was too small in terms of the amount of money that we asked for. It doesn't matter probably for us. It's probably the amount we would have gotten either way. But my point is, the library, right? They ran short of money, kept coming back, asked the whole community to keep giving money. So I think you've got to really work hard to make sure that doesn't happen, that you get all the money you need and you can finish the entire project.
I'll make a long answer short. I don't have the answer for you.
Okay.
I know it's not just a problem you're experiencing here in Knightstown.
Yeah.
I know it's a nationwide.
Well, I
I
think
do
it's
know-
because you have a certain amount of funding, I'll just be blunt, and everybody tries to fit into that funding because you want the project to go, and then kind of know that it's not quite gonna fit, and then the people have to go figure out how to make it up. That's my concern, and so we've gotta be able to design the project to fit the available money, rather than hoping for something bigger and never getting enough.
Right, and that's one of my jobs when I looked at the Academy Place and I saw the size of the building. And I'm working with Kevin McCurdy and saying, we potentially may need to divide this up in phases. So we're gonna go after CDBG with a smaller portion, right? And focus on certain amount of probably critical windows that need to be replaced as soon as possible. And then the next step will be to combine what we could not do within our budget and place that in the IHCDA. So we are going to have a bridge of financing. So if we would happen to have, there will be a bridge of financing that'll be available. Also, Michelle's going to raise funding. But it is concern. I know the Office of Rural Affairs update your cost estimates every 6 months. It seems to be a significant issue since 2020. I'd hate to be an engineer, or an architect in this volatile bidding environment and trying to keep track of prices because they change so frequently. And those bids that you have in hand that you line the funding up, sometimes it might be a year because, as you know, working with CDBG, I just shared with you, they only have 2 applications a year. If you miss the first round, right, you got to wait 6 months before you can apply again So you've waited one whole year before your projects received funding.
Better raise it 5 to 7%, right, at least.
Right, and so right now, you're sitting on a water project budget that you're wanting to line up funding for in 2027. It's just the amount of time sometimes that it takes to line the funding up. But really encourage you to evaluate those every 6 months, but that's not a guarantee, so. But my
Well, I
short
like
answer
your answer in
was.
terms of you have the opportunity to split the project. So hopefully it's flexible enough that you get the money you get and you can choose what you can actually do based on what's realistic and then come back for more.
Right.
You need to. Hopefully you get it all, but yeah.
And Linda and Sarah, they are, former educators. They have already sent this out to bid. They already have bids in hand. But as you know, as we move on to CDBG, we need an architect on board. We need plans. We have to go through Section 106. So that's where I've had to back up and say, let's get Kevin McCurdy on board. And then I also saw a greater need and other programs to pull in a needs assessment so that we have the plans and the cost estimates to back those up. But with that being said, those cost estimates are going to be quickly out of date by the time we have funding comes in. So we've got to continually update those. But it's a good question. I think it's definitely something as a town council across the state, you guys should get together with other communities and talk about solutions, because it needs to be discussed.
Yep. You need a larger number of bidders usually is part of the issue, right? You got to get enough bidders, right?
Yeah, and if you would talk to contractors, they need a larger workforce.
Right,
So
I'm
we
sure they
can
do.
just keep going around
they
the
do.
circle, but
Okay.
I do ask and
So do we need to make a decision for you to,
secure at least
your lead?
let's do round two, if that's what you feel comfortable with tonight. Secure round two,
For this year.
CDBG funding, and then let's see if, we'll find out by February if we're funded. And then in between times, I'll be back to the board to give you an update. But this will allow me to get started in trying to meet that deadline. And we've got to have all the funding lined up by the December 13th deadline,
so what's your match that you need?
We are looking at, now I need the needs assessment. We're going after a $750,000 grant, and I believe,
You said like 1.2 or something, right?
1.2, yep. So you're looking around 400,000 in local match funding. So with that being said, I need to have that. I don't have a
I was
concrete
gonna ask,
budget because I
Do you know
need to
where
have-
that's ideally coming from?
Right now, Michelle McConnell is going to be raising funds. And then we also looked at doing the IHCDA has a bank loan program that they can bank with their program. And I'm working with the SERPC group.
So is
For
that,
that.
you said a bridge, is that a bridge or is that a permanent loan that the academy would somehow pay?
That is, I'm going to find the exact the wording for it. Federal loan program. And they can seek up to $1 million in federal loan programs, which is a 25%, which will serve as the 25% match coming from Citizens Bank. So they'll work with a local lender for a 25% loan.
Okay.
And then they go into IHCDA for the home program, senior rentals is what it's called. And roughly they can seek up to $1 million. So that is
Okay, so that's a permanent loan over some longer term that they would pay back.
the $1 million is a grant, and the 25% is the loan.
Is it, right, but I'm saying, that's a bridge loan, or is that a permanent loan
That is a
over
permanent loan.
20 years?
Over many years, yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted, okay.
And again, I'm not 100% for sure on that loan program. Again, Patty and Michelle will be working with your local bank, which is called Citizens Bank. And they'll also be working with IHCDA to secure that federal home loan. And then also Michelle's kicking off in July a fundraising
So
effort.
she's gonna be fundraising in our area
Right.
to get as much.
So you've got
funds. Okay.
fundraising, we have fundraising going on. We have the federal home loan program and the 25% cash match to that federal home loan program.
Okay, so sounds like there's a plan for a loan for the
And what I'm
academy.
saying as the bridge
And then
is
they'll
that I'm
see how
gonna
much
be
they can cover.
utilizing fundraising and this loan funding
Mm-hmm.
to serve as the local match for the CDBG.
So if they're short, the loan is gonna be the answer.
Right. The primary thing right now they want to complete are replacing the windows.
Yeah.
How far, they have looked at and, they can get up almost to $2 million through the funding I was just talking about through IHCDA. And so with that being said, we want to see how far that gets us with replacing the critical windows and then also maybe some upgrades and restoration to the actual rental units. Again, the restoration rental units are not what's in front of you tonight. The CDBG grant is. And as soon as I get that needs assessment and I have that cost estimate in front of me, I'll break it down, but I will keep you all involved. Literally, we'll have one public hearing prior to October, proposal date, which is October 4th. And then December 13th, we'll have one public hearing prior to the final application. But as this project continues to secure its local match, I'll let you know. Because if our local match is not secured by December 13th, then I'm not able to submit the application.
Okay.
And then that's when I'll come back to you and ask for round 2, or round 1 of 2027.
2027, yeah. Okay.
Through what entity or organization is Michelle raising the money through? Who exactly is she working with?
I'm sure she's independent, is what I've always called her. I'm not sure of the exact company. Do you know, Michelle? She's independent.
Okay.
So she'll be working with
She's involved with it,
directly.
or was maybe with the community foundation? That's probably not how she's working here, but she's not anymore, okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
so-
okay, so she's just working
Is
independently.
she on the board? Did you hear that, Michelle? Are you watching?
She's not here, yeah, okay.
So Michelle will be raising the money through and for the Academy Place. So
Yeah.
she's independent, working directly. All funds raised will be going to
Yeah.
the Academy Place.
Well, if anybody can do it, she can. She's pretty good.
I've seen her work wonders. I definitely give her lots of accolades. And she, again, is the one that called me and said, hey, can you come in and take a look at this project and see what you recommend as far as grant funding? And I've lined up the project team. I've lined up the grant funding. Now, Michelle and I have our work cut out with securing this local match and getting us really geared up for round 2 if the town council will approve for us to submit this CDBG application in round 2.
Tina, I do have one question, quick, sorry.
Sure.
On the public hearing, is that, will you have it there on the library side, or, I mean, I'm sorry, on the Academy Place side, or will we have it, do we need to do that public hearing, or both?
All right.
Months away.
I will be the third party. And so we can have that outside of a town council meeting. So more than likely, it will be outside of a town council meeting.
So it's their public hearing
So it's
for the
their
academy,
public
not
hearing.
us, yeah.
I'll have a form that the council will sign off, allowing me to type the meeting minutes, provide you a sign-in sheet. And then I also take care of advertising it in the paper. And then the Academy Place will take care of paying that. Unless you say you would like to pay for it, that would be fine too. Unless you like to cover that expense, I will say you can definitely cover that too.
I do too much of that as it is with the bird, right?
Yeah. So again, I stand in front of you tonight with the Academy Place, and we asked for the town council's approval for us to submit a CDBG public facilities application for window replacement.
Okay. So we're looking for a motion if we want to support this.
I just want to reiterate this for the public's reassurance that you had said, and I know the answer, but that the town is under no liability or financial obligation for this CBDG grant.
Yes, there is no liability financially to the town. You're only serving as the lead applicant, which is a pass-through.
Okay. Good. I'll make that motion.
Okay?
I'll second it.
Thanks.
Do we have that written down? on a proper motion?
Yes, I'm
The way
sorry. I
she
was-
stated it, we're picking that up. You got it, thank you. I want to make sure we have it well stated. Okay.
couldn't find
Can you
the
read it back if you have it, just to make sure
Yeah.
everybody knows?
Clean
I
Community
mean, you said
Development
it.
Block Grant, CDBG,
Oh, I'm sorry, I had back with
round,
3G, yes.
CDBG, round 2, Community Facilities Program, window replacement for the academy, please.
What she
right.
said.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much. It was an honor being here tonight and introducing myself to you as a council. I love your small town. You guys have done wonders. It's been great to see it grow over the years and how you take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Glen Cove Cemetery Heritage Foundation update. And we have a familiar face.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Linda Lashbrook, just for the record. And good evening. I'm here on behalf of the Glen Cove Heritage Foundation, better known as the Cemetery Advisory Board to the Town Council. It's been over a year, I think, since we've been here, and a lot of things have transpired. So I'd just like to give you a quick update for the projects that we are engaged in this season. And for that, I'll probably do a lot of reading because I want this to be brief and not take a lot more of your time. We've had a very productive year. We are either completing or launching, in the process of launching, 10 major projects totaling over $33,000 in improvements just this season. After the updates that I'm going to be giving you just right now, I will have a small item for your consideration related to tree maintenance, which has traditionally been handled by the town. So for now, the following projects are completed or nearing completion this year. There was a very unsightly patch of overgrowth that was really near the office there at the back of the cemetery. And Wes Moot was engaged to clear that, so that has been totally cleaned out. If you're familiar with the cemetery, all that brush is gone, the tree's gone, whatever. And it has been beautified and installed with perennials and a dwarf magnolia, which is going to canopy over it in the spring. One of our major projects this season has been the street naming project. And I'm happy to report that 11 of the 12 available streets have been reserved. Most of the signs that the reservees have named, they've picked their own names for the street that they are supporting and sponsoring. And most of the signs have been installed, and a few more are going up very soon. We do want to thank Jacob Dobbins for installing a large number of posts and signs at no cost. Flowers, we're responsible for filling about 60 endowed urns that had an endowment 100 years ago, and we're still required to fill those. So we did purchase and plant those the week of May 11th. And thanks go to the Knightstown Police Department, who did a beautiful job of planting for us inside and outside the north gate. The fountain has been one of our bigger projects this year. It has been cleaned, emptied first, cleaned, and painted by Chris Hensley and his crew, which is our go-to from Crown Hill Cemetery. He's been a lot of support to us in helping guide us to make the proper decisions for our cemetery. Right now, it's ready to go, but there has been a problem with the power. And so IMPA was out there again today, trying to find out how to get it reconnected. And so when you did, oh, congratulations! It's been a long time. Thank you. So anyway, we had to wait to fill the fountain until we can get the power to run the pump. We didn't want to fill it until we were sure we were going to be able to maintain the water flow. So the renovation included not only cleaning and painting, but also replicating 6 iron spindles, those very antique spindles that you see around it on the fence that encircle that. And so I want to give a little bit of thanks here to Elvis for continuing to babysit a wading pool full of fish in the cemetery office for about 2 months, and hopefully he won't be doing that much longer. I think he's running out of fish food. Projects that are pending for this season, they're still going to get completed as far as we can, as long as our contractors show up and come. We're providing, having ADA walkway to be installed also by West Smoot from the east entrance of Memorial Circle out to the road. And this will be wide enough for a wheelchair who would like to go in and visit the columbarium or just look at the beautiful plants. The path will resemble the pattern that's in that circle of sidewalk that goes around there. And it will also have us close to the original stone in this pathway that is also on this circle. And Wes was also able to uncover this circle of sidewalk that's around the sundial. There are spokes that go out that have stone spoke sidewalks that go out, but he wasn't able to uncover them because the further he dug, the deeper they went, and it was going to be this much different between the end of the sidewalk and the circle step. So that didn't happen. But we're very pleased with the way it looks at the moment. A quote has been received from Cathcart of Old Style Masonry to repair the stone bridge. The bad mortar will be chiseled out, and the stones that have fallen out, which are plentiful and have been picked up all down the creek, will be reinstalled, and the entire bridge will be cleaned. A large entrance and information sign is also being designed and will be installed inside the north and the south gates. This is planned to be approximately 5 by 6 foot, so it will be very visible, made of composite wood. And we're keeping the color theme similar to what we have with the street signs so that it just all blends together. Our signage will look alike. Jacob Dobbins has offered to lay street millings at no cost on the street starting at the bridge and going north past the Sadler and the Fountain up to the first intersection. This street has become totally overgrown with grass on the north end. And when you pass the fountain on the south end, it's a mud lolly because all the drainage comes down off the hill. And there's also a cute little natural spring that just bubbles up there right in the middle of the road. Just bubbles all the time. So Jacob's figuring out a way to divert that and then go ahead and lay the street over it. We're not going to try to stop it. You can't stop Mother Nature. We're just going to deal with it. So we are also partnering with Charles A. Beard Memorial School Corporation to host a free 30-minute fireworks show for our 250th country celebration on July 4th at Knightstown High School. We've enlisted the Knightstown Fire Department to set them off. We heard they just love to blow things up, so they're all about it. This came from a large donation that we've already received and would go on top of the $33,000, which I didn't mention. Our third annual Ghost Tales is scheduled for the weekend before Halloween. Our ghosts will include Forrest Lewis, who, if anybody's old enough, probably not, to remember the man of 1,000 voices. He's one of ours.
The guy on Andy Griffith with the loaded goat.
The loaded goat, yes, that's what he was in so many of those serial and movies and radio. So anyway, sorry. Another ghost is going to be the mother telling about her son, George Cannon, who was a Medal of Honor recipient. And Harry Homer, a Titanic survivor, who was born, raised, and buried in Knightstown. Now, he happened to be a bit of a scoundrel and has a story to tell about how he did not go down with the ship. So you'll have to come to see how he managed. We have a couple of things that we're just thinking and pending. We've already got Crown Hill out here to give us a look-see and going to be giving us a quote. And that would include the maintenance and cleaning of 2 small mausoleums, the 2 small ones that are near the south gate. And then also writing, meaning like setting up and stabilizing and cleaning multiple, maybe not all, because there are a lot, multiple stones that are laying in the dirt in the old cemetery. So before I wrap up, I have one request from the council. We've had an anonymous donor partner with Scott Wells to remove 2 trees from the cemetery and to raise the borders on over 100 trees, the low-lying limbs. This work is really needed because the limbs are beginning to hang over some stones. Some of the, especially the taller ones, you have to bend way over to even get to the stone. Others have lowered the visibility as you look across the cemetery. It's just, trees. And in several areas, the branches are starting to reach the fence line. So the total quote for this that we have received, and I will share this with you, is $10,500 for all of this work. And it will take weeks and weeks to do this, intermittent with probably other jobs. But thanks to an anonymous donor and Scott's generosity, Scott Wells, $6,500 of the $10,500 has already been donated as a write-off or a donation, leaving a balance for the job of only $4,000. Since the town has historically handled tree maintenance in Glen Cove, and because we're broke, I'm asking the town council to approve the remaining amount. And while the project will not be fully completed, you will see a noticeable difference of improvement in the appearance of the cemetery by July 4th. So I will pass these out, let you take a look, and discuss them amongst yourselves, and
That all is this all the same?
So Bart, she's asking for 4,000. Where's that gonna come from if we vote to do it?
Come from the cemetery operating.
So we have it there? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, cash balance is always better in the cemetery, so we have plenty of cash appropriations where we're usually hurting. This year, I think I might apply for additional appropriations anyway. But I mean, it's, in a short answer, yes, we do have it. But it's right now, cash balance in cemetery operating is $138,594.94.
And what's,
But a lot of that's,
I mean, that's what we pay out of for cemetery work also, right?
right, most of that's gonna be accounted for, so I probably have to, we only budgeted, where it was 50,000. I believe cemetery was 130, I'll have to double check on the exact, what we appropriated this year for cemetery.
Okay. But you're confident we have that extra money?
We're
you're
gonna
saying?
go over that anyway. $4,000, yeah. That would come from that cemetery operating. For tree trimming.
Okay.
At least, also, they gave me a quote, I'm not really understanding it all completely. There was, because it's not really an apples to apples comparison. There was one they emailed to me also, from Jacob Dobbins, and I got this via email. He got these for cemetery tree, he gives 2 different prices for like grave digging and things like that. The only other quote he gave was for tree trimming at the cemetery, he would say $1,700 per occurrence. So,
That's for weeds.
Oh, okay.
he said trimming.
I'm gonna say, let's cover what we've got in front of us here
Also,
first.
I was gonna say,
So this is
well,
overall tree trimming.
Kunis is very old too.
Okay, I heard we do have 4,000 in the fund to cover this,
We do.
so I'll ask if there's a motion to do that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since I know that normally we have to have 3, usually, quote, thanks. Does the cemetery board need to get 2 more quotes since?
I think there's more to that than
Yes, there
quote,
is.
right?
Yes.
There's funding coming from a combination, so,
this really isn't a situation where a second quote would help, nor would it be appropriate. We would be looking a gift horse in the mouth,
right.
and the project is so affordable, I do not think anybody would want to meet it. And I believe someone did ask and was refused to bid. So we have tried, we didn't, but there was.
So you did ask for more bidders? Is that what
Eh,
you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
well,
Well, that's
sort
important
of,
to know.
yes. It re-
You did or you sort of did?
Oh, no, Desiree did.
Okay.
So, it wasn't on our mind to do that.
Oh, okay.
And so we just felt it was a package deal and we either took it or
Okay.
left it. But that,
Are there any issues here with us? Okay, that's what I thought.
so anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So a different vendor could not include that donation, which is a 60% discount. So we'd lose that support and end up
Yeah.
paying more to get the same work done.
Great.
That's sort of
Thank you.
apply to that. Thank you.
I'm listening for a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the quote for,
$4,000.
$4,000?
Additional needed to cover the tree trimming.
yeah.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second to cover the additional 4,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. And, yep, we are up to public comments. So anyone who would like to make a public comment, come up here. You get 2 minutes to say what you want to say. Hello?
He forgot to say if you will give us your name and spell your name.
Yes, do that
I'm
too.
familiar with
I
that.
thought you could do it.
She's been here.
Yes, I'm Cynthia Neal. My last name is spelled Neal. I reside at 8757 South County Road 625 West, which is outside of city limits, but I own multiple properties here in town. I'm sure as you're looking at me, Roger, we've spoke about this year after year after year. I think we're about 9 or 10 years into 301 West Pine. It's been in the tax sale twice. It is scheduled to go back. The last time I implored of you to make an ordinance that, you know, the town mows it twice a year, you send them a bill, and then you can start fining them daily. This is how the city of Newcastle operates,
Okay.
and they have, and each time, you've said that you would look into it,
And we have,
and
through our lawyer. Greg has talked to the county about this property, right?
Yeah.
What's the
If there's
latest
no
on
bidder
this?
on this one, then they will assign it to us.
pardon me,
After this?
If there's not a, I'm sorry,
Okay.
if there's not a bidder at the sale, I believe it's in September,
it is.
then the information we've been given is then the county will assign that property to the town at no cost.
Where we get into trouble each time is someone from out of state has paid the taxes up just because it is a property. They've never seen it.
Yep.
Then,
Then they
then
don't
that,
go.
that gives them this 10 years. It's right there from your park. It's it's a hideous eyesore, and you know
I
it.
agree,
And,
totally.
you know, whomever is I mean, you can put that lien against it. You can fine them per day, and you can make that
So-
escalate.
Can we do this? You said Newcastle does it. Can we
Newcastle
go
does.
mow it a couple times a year and then
I can
bill them
talk to
until
but
they,
It just goes on the property tax, and if it
And then
doesn't get
it-
paid, it doesn't get
right,
paid.
and then it's
Or
another
As
level
she
of-
said, if someone comes and pays the tax when it goes up on tax sale, then you'll get paid for your.
yeah. And I
But the
think I
fines-
mentioned several years ago, I looked at this property as a potential place for myself to build. Somebody did exactly that. They were from California. They had no idea. They did nothing. You know, I actually sent them all the pictures so they knew what they had, you know?
Right, and so
And it's my
by not
understanding
putting a lien against it, you don't make it excuse me? You make it a very, if you were to put a lien against it, you would make it a very unattractive to
Yeah,
buy in the
right.
tax sale.
Right.
But has it's been left, and I mean, I know it's sold at least twice, and I think we're about 10 years into this, 9 or 10.
Yeah, I don't know when
The
it
last two
started, but
times,
yeah,
My information from the county is the last two times there weren't any bidders.
okay.
No, it got
Why
bought,
didn't they just give it to us? I don't know why they have to do it again.
It's a
I
process.
called specifically about this property
Right.
and went through everything. They even passed me on to the lawyer.
correct.
And he said that they needed to do it one more time. This was
That's what they
probably
keep telling
3 years ago. It
No, I
needs to
think that
sell-
was
they need to-
4. That was 4.
Maybe it was 4.
Because
So-
it was right at the
and
tax
so
sale
we're-
again. But
I agree.
because you
We're 4
don't
more
make
years
it
in.
unattractive,
Yeah.
someone from not this area is gonna buy it, then it buys 2 more years. I mean, there's rodents living in it. You know, I own a property, I own 2 properties
the
in that
street.
area. You know, it's right from our park, so I don't know why we can't get it handled, and why you can't make a resolution to start finding them and let that escalate daily. That way, it,
But we have a new ordinance that we passed. I think it actually covers property issues like this, if I remember right.
Talking about the unsafe.
It actually
It's
had to
definitely
do with
unsafe.
the whole list of fines, that, you know, it kind of started with
Oh, yes,
updating for the
Right, the ordinance violation.
ordinance violation.
Yes.
And so we have ordinances, I'm sure, against
Yes.
letting properties go.
But remember, the Ordinance Violation Bureau can only cover violations up to $250.
Right.
She's talking about a lot more than that with daily fines and so forth, so.
so
Is
maybe
it
you make it,
250 per fine or 250 total?
How often can we find that property?
Oh, it's total?
Yes.
so maybe you amend that, maybe you revisit
Just
that.
change it,
Law
but,
For the ordinance violation.
yeah.
Well, then how does Newcastle do it?
I don't know, I made a note, I'll call them and see what.
I
That'd be
appreciate
good.
that.
That would be great.
The other thing I'd like to discuss is we own a property at 129 North Adams. That block probably has 40 cats living in it.
Yeah.
So,
So it's a great question. We have a cat problem, in my opinion, all over town. Not so, we used to have one around me, but I have a dog, so they don't come around so much. But is there anything we can do about cats?
well, I
We
think
have
that
way
you
too
have,
many
there's a,
feral cats in Knightstown.
yeah, the feral cats, it's a big issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that property, the backyard, I mean, we keep it mowed, but it smells like a litter box. Very unattractive.
So no, I mean, is there anything the town can do about this, Greg? About feral cats? How do we, can we?
You know, I'll have to check, I don't know if you have an answer.
You have an ordinance
Not,
that,
but you
don't they
you
have to be tagged?
anybody to deal with it.
Well, right.
You don't have.
We did have a
animal control.
contract at one point.
Yes, at one point, but you don't have anybody now.
We have
If
nothing
you pick up
now.
cats, you gotta keep them for a certain period of time, and you don't have the.
I mean, you'd have to
wherewithal
trap
do
them,
that.
is the only way you're
You
gonna
gotta
catch them,
trap
right?
them to some-
Which people do that, right? And they take them and have them spayed and all those things.
Well, I understand there's going to be a clinic soon, and hey, I will help sponsor some cats to be taken care of.
I've
because
already put in $300 for 30 cats to be spayed or neutered on hopefully the 1st of July. But we gotta catch them.
Well, I have multiple live cats.
I was gonna say, that young lady right there got rid of the animal problem at the water plant.
Whenever they're spaying or neutering the cats, are they also gonna nod their ears?
Yeah.
So you know, yeah,
Yeah, that's
They-
how you should know.
good point.
They do that, and they're usually kind enough if they have some minor issues like eye infection or something, they give them a little,
Do they get immunized as well?
that's extra.
Okay, you know, when I'm there, I take my granddaughter. Sometimes, I mean, you know, a few months ago, you did something about the chickens on, what is that, Morgan Street?
Okay, I don't remember that. Did we? We didn't act here about chickens that I know of.
We've had it in the past, we've had.
Yeah, I know we,
We've had a pig and.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have dealt with it outside of our meeting, but we didn't deal with it here.
You know-
Yeah. Yeah, we don't allow chickens in town, you're right.
It was on Morgan Street.
Okay.
Anyway, you know, we need to do something about it. And, I mean, I know that you lived in that area at one point. You know, there's just, I mean, I'm not kidding, there's probably 40.
We used to have cats all over running
Yeah,
through our
well-
yard, I agree, so.
No one,
I think this is a public issue that I don't know if the town has a good way to solve it. You know, I think, you know,
Do you
could
have
we
no-
hire somebody to come and trap cats? Maybe we can, I guess. I don't know. I have to, thank you.
Yeah, but when you backed away from the shelter, if we take them to the shelter, then we have to pay for them.
What do you mean backed away from the shelter?
You-
You mean
We don't
paying
have a
for the-
contract with the.
That's right. That's the same as the,
Right, yeah,
Animal
so.
control, right.
Animal control, the shelter, whichever. If we take them there, then we have to pay per cat.
oh, really? Okay.
And I do believe they still euthanize there, so that isn't a place I want to take them.
So let me understand this. You want them out, but you want them alive. What are we supposed to do with them?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure, but, I mean, I know that there's definitely an ordinance that you're supposed to have a tag or tax, cat tag, correct?
Well, if we know
only,
the owners.
only if they're owned by
gotta figure out
someone.
But if you feed them, you own them.
No, you don't.
So, Yeah, lots of people feed them all the time, and I mean, I don't know if formally you're saying that, but thank you for your input. We're well over 2 minutes. I appreciate your comments. I agree with your comments. So I will look into this and see what we can do.
Especially the 301 thing.
Yeah, that one sounds like we have a
And
longer term
Susie, there's
solution.
several houses in town that need
There's more.
attention, and it's been that way for years.
And each time you get some lip service, like, y'all will look into it, and there's no, 10 years, the burnt house sitting there for 10 years. I know you had one too.
Is there, are there? Mhm. Yep. Are there other public comments?
Let me-
Hi, my name's Lisa. I'm with Knightstown, Anino, Anino, and I'm with Knightstown Friends Church. And every year we have a block party. It's this year, June 27th. And we want permission to block off the street from Washington Street. We want to have Washington Street blocked from Brown Street to the alley, and the alley blocked from Washington Street to the intersection with the north-south alley, because there's going to be children and families.
So what was the date again? Sorry?
June 27th,
June,
it is
okay, so
next
coming up.
Saturday.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And we're going to
Tell
have
us again that,
the streets.
yeah, this,
I'm not really familiar with all the
okay,
streets.
so you're talking about
Washington Street blocked from Brown Street
Yeah.
to the alley,
north to the alley, you mean?
North to the alley.
Past the
north,
church?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then to the intersection with the north-south alley. And I believe that's to the east of the church.
Oh, yeah, okay, on the other
Okay.
side of the church, right.
And that's just, we're gonna have
So you want to
food.
block Brown and Washington, you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Just the parsonage in the church like it was last year, right?
Yes.
Is that the, is that
It's the same
plan?
as last year.
So is the alley you want to block or the road? On Brown?
Both.
On Brown Street or just Washington?
Washington Street, on Washington Street, from Brown Street to the alley.
Yep.
And then the alley from Washington Street to the other alley.
Oh, okay. So behind, okay. So north.
to the east.
I got it.
Yep.
North of the church, you want to block
that
the alley.
alley
Okay, that
goes
makes sense.
between
Yeah.
Washington and Adams.
Just for that
Just
day.
expanding a little bit there.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
And this year we are serving food out of the garage instead of outside because we got rained out last year. So we're trying to do things differently.
Okay. Do we have a motion here?
I'll make a motion that we allow them to close the Washington Street and the alley.
I will second that.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we helped you guys out last year with the barricades.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, it'd be good if we did, yeah. So we want to keep Brown open. That's kind of what I was questioning, right? Brown's open, we're not closing Brown, right? So just Washington Street. No, no. Brown to the alley, north of the church, and then the alley to the north of the church. So it's just Washington Street
Up Washington Street
up
and down there.
and then just down the alley from west to east. Okay. So maybe close a little early and, so 4 to 9 or 8:30, something, give you time to clean up. Okay,
Do you usually, would you be contacting the neighbors right there to let them know?
good idea. Yep.
I know it's not very many, like Landon is there, and then
Not anymore.
well, whoever, that house.
Austin.
And the house that the Offs live there or whatever, yeah. Anyway,
They
the,
live
Yeah, it'd be good if you contacted just the neighbors where they'll be blocked there. Thank you. All right, any other public comments? All right, thank you. All right, we're going to move on to police report. Do we have a police report? I think we do. All right. Good evening.
I'll try to use the mic so people can hear me.
Yep. That's good.
My name's Ronnie Patrick, officer with the police department. Chief Davis wanted to send his regards. His son's doing nationals
Yeah.
for discus as a freshman, which is pretty awesome. So
Good news.
he's down there in Philadelphia supporting him for that. All right, since May 21st, we've had 1,105.75 hours for patrol hours, 29 arrests. So we had 3 DUIs, 3 drug arrests, 3 wanted persons arrested, 14 traffic offenses, and 1 public indecency. 54 charges total. We had 349 traffic stops, 29 security checks, 4 escorts. They're usually, right now, just funeral escorts. And then, so tow contract, we just want to remind people that we have tow contracts in the office. Do you know how much longer that's open for? Okay. So it's anybody, any local, all the requirements are in the office. They can come by and check it out, but those are open right now for new towing contractors. Car maintenance update. We don't really have an update on the cars right now. Officer Branham's car is getting a little bit of work done to it at the end of the month. It's like $300 just for a bumper fix. And then the town hired a new guy. He's gonna, him? Keegan? We're gonna actually start using him for our maintenance stuff, like doing oil changes and stuff like that, so that could cut down some costs there as well. The reserve account.
So I actually have a question about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think.
do we have a location, safe location, and?
Yeah, I think there are some things we need to iron out with
Yeah,
it for sure.
yeah, I think
but
so,
it's
yeah.
it's
We have somewhere that he could do like oil changes and stuff like maintenance.
You know, we have a lift
Yeah.
on the street.
Yeah.
The building.
Oh, we do?
is gonna
Okay,
need
that's
a-
good.
Quite a bit of work to make it workable to do that kind of work.
Yeah,
As far
I
as
think we need to look at that before we commit
yeah, it's
to
it's
that. I mean, also, we need we're having trouble keeping up with the mowing at the cemetery, so it's hard to free him up, right? So I'm good with looking into it and figuring it out.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're 100% committed.
We're not
yet,
gonna
maybe.
jump on it right now. It's just
Okay.
it's
Yep, all right.
it's
Yeah, it's a good
being
idea.
worked on.
Save some money and use somebody we have.
Yeah. So the reserve account, the original quote for the radar for the reserve car was $700. I'm not sure where the miscommunication was with that. It's actually $1,200. So we would need to revote to approve the radar for the reserve car.
Okay. And that's coming from one of the police funds, I think, right? The reserve account, you said that, sorry. Yeah. And how much is in there?
A little over 5,000.
Okay.
Where was the mix up at? Because that's almost half of the money.
Honestly, it was a verbal quote that was, that we were told from someone else. And then when I actually spoke to the company is the one that sent me the $1,200 quote.
Okay. And that's the only radar we want to use?
That's just a
It's
referral.
like,
If we go another route, it's gonna be a lot more expensive, so.
okay.
This was
And
just
it's
a
like others
refurbished.
we're using, I assume,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
something we already have or just a new one? It's refurbished, I
No,
assume?
we don't have one.
The
so
reserve
we
car
need
doesn't have a radar right now.
Yeah, we need to
Okay.
get one for the reserve car.
Do we have a motion on this?
I will make a motion to approve the 1,200 from the reserve account for the radar.
So a total of 1,200.
Total of 12.
We've only
Yeah.
got one bid though, I mean, we don't,
It's
Kinda
in
what I
the
was
amount that you have to have. I mean, if you choose, you can have
Yeah.
more, but your policy doesn't require.
Doesn't require it, okay. Do we have
I
a
don't
second?
think you're probably going to get a better
Right.
price. Yeah. I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you.
All right, so recently we upgraded our body-worn cameras. The old system that we have, we no longer use. We'll never use it again. It's currently in the basement just collecting dust. Our friends in Carthage don't have, their cameras are way outdated. So we're hoping we get the town council's blessing to donate our old system to the town of Carthage for their police department.
And that can happen, but each of those towns have to adopt a reciprocal resolution to do that, so I need a list of the
Oh,
equipment.
okay.
and just
Okay.
John-
So you need a resolution to do it, you're saying?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
You can
so
tell me
not
that-
tonight, I guess.
Yeah,
Fix the
that's, I
time.
mean, it's fine. Just want to present it to you guys.
Are you, in that situation, are you supposed to have a value on those cameras? I don't know if there is any,
You
but.
do not for, between governmental entities. Yeah.
They're not worth anything, Kevin.
A dollar.
They're
More of
not.
a hassle than.
Yeah,
anything.
it's a,
They're
yeah.
actually just taking up space, so.
Just like an old cell phone. They're just not.
Better than what
Exactly.
Carthage had.
Yeah, it's better than
Yeah,
what they have.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a step up for them, but
Yeah.
Glad we can help.
we're great where we're at, so. So, we want to let you guys know, over the next couple of weeks, there will be a little bit of overtime. We have to, up in Middletown, they're doing like a three day long of the yearly mandates and trainings, where all of our officers can come in and get all of our trainings knocked out for the year, so.
Do we know somebody who's doing that training?
They do it every year in Middletown, so they have different officers come in and instruct these state mandates.
Okay.
So it's 3 days long.
Say, Chief Davis is doing some of them, Landon's
Yeah.
doing some of
Yeah,
them.
it's just,
Other officers.
Kind of what I thought. Thank you.
yep, so there'll be a little bit of overtime for that. And then just a reminder for the community, the 4th of July fireworks, they're authorized per the ordinance from July 2nd to July 5th, which is Thursday through Sunday. We did talk in the office a little bit earlier about maybe there's no time specifically specified on the ordinance as far as how late we can do the fireworks, so
We should put that in.
that's what we were thinking, so maybe if you guys wanted to
It's
implement.
too late
something-
for this year, but
Is it too late?
yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
get an ordinance
So-
on then. But I think it would be a good idea. We were,
I'm surprised.
we were
I-
gone and
I thought when I looked up
debris was
the
falling on our house.
when I looked up the ordinance a couple years ago, because my husband's a vet, there is times on one that was passed a long time ago. Like
Okay.
it can only be shot off until 10, and then on the 4th of
let's
July is until 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah, let's check that.
We'll verify that, and then we'll make a Facebook post also, that way the town knows.
Yeah, make sure people know.
Yeah.
And I hope you're able to really enforce that.
I have a question.
That's
Can
really
we-
important.
I'm the one that suggested he asked for hours. Can we do it like we do our Halloween time? So could we set hours, like make a motion tonight and set hours like we do our Halloween time? I didn't know if that was.
Are you
possible.
saying that you've reviewed the entire ordinance and there's no hours
We
in there?
reviewed the one from 2018 and we didn't see time.
Okay.
So I didn't, that's why I suggested to him that if he wanted a time limit on it, to ask you guys if we
Yeah.
could do
Can we
or
do that?
pass them,
Just
do a motion.
to set a time limit, Greg, or do we have to redo an ordinance to do it?
It would be best if you had it in the ordinance, 'cause
ordinance,
that's what they're going to have to enforce. But, I mean, they could, if you do the motion, they can strongly suggest to a property owner that they
Okay.
cease, doing it whatever hours you say, but to give them an ordinance violation without it being in the ordinance.
No, it wouldn't be possible, right, okay.
Isn't there a noise ordinance? I
Yeah, we
mean,
have
there's
a-
a noise,
yeah, there's a noise ordinance.
but I think there's variances for 4th of July.
Well, I was gonna say, if we're allowing it, the noise is the noise,
The
so.
ordinance, so that's why we were kind of curious. We were only really mainly concerned about Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday, obviously, people are gonna wait till it's dark out, so
Yeah.
it's probably going
It's
to be
late,
pretty
right?
late.
Yeah.
But Sunday is really the only one date that we were kind of specifically concerned about, just with people having to go to work on Mondays.
I mean, typically, down Adams Street, you typically hear fireworks for at least, any time now they'll start, right?
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
start to hear them.
This
And they'll go at least a few days after, so.
the state says that 4th of July can be till midnight.
Yeah.
The state of Indiana, and then the other days can only go 2 hours after sunset.
There you go.
2 hours.
So that's midnight, basically, since the sun sets at 10 o'clock.
That's
I mean, that's-
midnight, yeah.
You can always enforce state law.
Yeah, there you go. You can at least force
I
that.
also thought a few years ago, they passed an ordinance that said you can only do fireworks a week prior to the 4th of July.
Well, he had dates. It's actually, we have less than that, so it's
Yeah, the
the
second-
second.
Yeah.
Second through the
in our
fifth.
ordinance.
Yeah,
Thursday through Sundays.
yeah. All right, what else?
That's all for us.
Thank
You
you.
guys have any questions?
Just on the 250th celebration out at the school, are you guys planning on more than just one officer being there? Because if
Yep.
it's nice, it's probably going to be packed.
Yeah, we're planning on
On-
other reserves are going to come in and help. We've
on
had a
that
lot more
night.
coverage too with having the full fifth officer.
Okay.
So it'll be good.
This
for
could
us.
be a lot going on that night
Yeah.
for you guys to deal with, so.
Yeah, we brought on the new reserves last month, and they're being pretty active. So
Okay.
we'll be plentiful there. So,
Okay.
Good deal.
all right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Works Manager. Randy.
I want to talk a little bit about the water plant, some of the stuff that we approved at the last meeting, give you an update on what's going on. Hildebrand Construction has been down, the old ceiling, lighting, everything's completely ripped out. He started installing the I-beams and the ceiling joist to attach the metal to. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, he's going to be close to being completed. Butcher Concrete, got the approachment ripped out the front. We got concrete coming tomorrow. He's going to pour that. He's going to pour the 6x6 cement slab up below the trough at the water tower lot. All that'll be finished tomorrow. Then I also talked with Henry County Glass today. They will be out next Thursday.
So do we need to approve that?
We already approved.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Is that already approved? She
Yeah.
sent the invoice and his wife sent the invoice and said that they would like to receive payment right away. So in order to do that, I was gonna have to put it before next month's council.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to make sure it was approved before.
We approved this last month.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Henry County Glass will be out next Thursday, put new doors, work on the windows, all that good stuff. Met with Manny, the Amish gentleman that's gonna do the roof. I talked to him last week. He was gonna try to get out this week, but he's been too busy, so hopefully that's gonna happen in the next week or so. Hildebrand has put all new lighting fixtures and everything in the filter room. We've got that where that lights up nice now, so that's really good. I've sent Carolyn Chapel with IDEM photos of everything that we've updated, the work.
So
that,
you talked to Dick?
talked to him today.
Okay, I
That
was gonna say, this is all due next week. I think by the
Right, we
end of the
talked-
week,
yeah, I was
something like
gonna-
that, we've got to have our update,
Yeah,
formal
right.
update out.
Yeah, I met with him today. He went down to the sewer plant, looked at stuff down there. I gave him a bunch of information that he needed, water plant wise. He went in and looked at the.
Did
upgrade.
Grant come also?
I talked to him. He sent me a
he
text.
called
He's gonna be out next week.
Next week, okay.
He was running a little bit too late today. But yeah, so we're moving along with that stuff at the water plant. Obviously, it takes time, but we're getting there. Like I said, I sent Carolyn. I'm keeping her updated. She seems to be pretty pleased with what we got going on. We get the response letter done to them. We should be up to par compliance-wise. Consumer confidence report, mailed that in the other day. That's available to anybody from the public that wants to go up and get a copy. We're not required to send it to everybody, but it's available if people want to come in the office and pick it up.
Can you give us some highlights?
On the consumer confidence report, just your basic, it just tells you about the stuff we tested for. You know, if you want to know questions about the water quality, that type of thing. It also will mention some of the violations that we've had and things like that. It just pretty much would educate anybody that has any questions about water.
That's
stuff.
available in the office, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I met with Dick today. We went over the letter that he has to send in. Talked about wellhead protection, well logs. I mean, I'll pretty much give him all the information, give him some information on the water tower. Talked about dates, certain things have happened. We did have a new backwash valve put in a couple weeks ago for filter 3, so we've got that. We now have 2 new backwash valves. I sent that to Carolyn. I'm just trying to do everything we can do to.
So I heard there was new requirements on water for, I don't know if it was reporting or documentation or whatever. I was talking to Jamie and he said, boy, water sure is getting more difficult.
I mean, they keep adding all kinds of stuff. I mean, different testing. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You really got to stay on top of it, but yeah. We've got lead and copper letters to be sent out. We've got to get those out here in the next few weeks. We've got a water audit that's due by August 1st. I'm going to get Gordon Meyer with the Alliance to come in. We'll sit down with Roxanne, see if we can get that going. Then that's got to be validated. So we got Sherry Winters as a certified validator person. She can't do it, but she can validate it and make sure it's done right. So we've got to get that done by August 1st. And that's pretty much it. Water side. We obviously probably want to talk about the sewer stuff. Dick went down and looked at some stuff today. The number one thing that comes to his mind is the building, everything that's over the screener, the pumps, and how open that is, how susceptible that is to weather and cold weather, and obviously something needs to be done there. We're currently operating with the bypass pump.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I agree, but the building's kind of the least of our worries at the moment.
Right,
We gotta
yeah,
solve the
we've got,
problems in
we've got to get pumps. I mean, I've got quotes here that Emily's been working on for 3 different pumps. You wanna talk a little bit, I mean, she went to Louisville the other day, and they had some recommendations on pumps and that type of thing. I'll let her talk a little bit about it.
So at the utility meeting the other night, I gave you guys some quotes for, pump options, so we can get rid of our bypass pump. Since then, I've got an updated, quote. This is adding the HOMA to it, so whenever I went and visited with Louisville, they also have an I&I and gray issue over there. And they've tried several different kinds of pumps and said that they've had the best luck with the HOMA pump, so I called IPW and had them also add the HOMA pump to our quote. I only have one copy of it.
Okay.
That's for you guys.
So.
So we really need
HOMA
to approve
pump, okay.
Pump so we can get that bypass pump going.
So-
because it's a significant cost every month.
Help me out. I've got,
The top quote is the HOMA and the Abara,
Emily,
and then the second
Can you
quote.
just read them into the record?
yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Go through it, because it's
So that the
got a
people
lot of
know
different writing on it.
Thank you.
Okay, so saying for 2 units for the Abara replacement, it's $14,948 a piece, so totaling $29,896. And then for the HOMO replacements, they are $16,274 a piece, totaling $32,548 if you buy 2 of them. And on the original, the Solzer.
It's at the bottom, I think. It was like 14,000
Yeah.
too.
No, they are 16,380 a piece, so $32,760 total
Okay.
for 2 units.
So you're saying Louisville has a grit problem, which we have a grit problem.
Yep.
And the HOMA
They have
pumps, they use those and those work the best.
Yes, they've tried
So
several
they've got a
different
different
pumps.
kind of seal, I assume, on them.
Yes.
Is that?
I'm,
any-
I'm assuming
any-
so,
you don't know?
specs wise.
I mean,
On the quote, it
the
has some of the
propellers would have
specs
to be
of
better too to
the,
handle that stuff.
Sure, yeah.
the
that's
specs
true.
of the pumps are actually on this quote, if you guys want to get down into the specs of them, but,
Well, I'm just trying
the
to, so we
Solzer
covered
is-
it in the meeting, but
the
not
Solzer
everybody was
is
there.
what we currently have used and repetitively burnt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we
The
burned up,
Abara
what,
is what
4 of those?
IPW recommends. We've never used one of those. And the HOMA is what Louisville has had the best luck with.
So do we know what else they've tried? Have they had, tried the
they've-
other one that was recommended?
They've tried, there were 2 or 3 that they've tried. I
Okay.
have them wrote
You
down
don't know
somewhere.
exactly which
Yeah.
one? Okay,
But
Okay.
I know that the Abara was not one that they've tried either, so the Abara
okay.
would also
That's
be.
what I was wondering.
But I vote against using the Solzer again. because
Yeah, I agree. They just keep burning up, right? So to me, I think we gotta go with a recommendation with somebody who's dealing with the same problem, seems like to me. So what was that total again? 32 something?
32,548.
Okay. Backside, I think you said.
They're all really close.
It was
I think the Abara-
32,548 for the 2 homos.
Thank you. Okay. Let's deal with this one first. Do we have a motion to, so one thing I should mention, we have a bypass pump that's costing us
$24,000 a month.
a
right
month.
now.
Oh, my.
When we
It's a
could buy
leased
the
pump.
pumps for about that
Yeah,
and have them
so
owned.
now we can solve this and get rid of that pump.
And we only have the bypass pump because that was an emergency situation, but we need to
And I'll
get rid
also
of it.
make mention, if you don't have the bypass pump, you're pumping raw sewage on the ground.
Yeah, we had to have
at
something.
2 different locations, and you're gonna get fined for
Right,
that,
right.
so.
Had to have it, but need to get rid of it as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion to buy these 2 pumps?
Make that motion to buy the 2 pumps that are recommended.
HOMA pumps, right? Okay,
How do you spell that, Roger?
HOMA, I think, right?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
And then, Not-
Anything else you wanna talk about?
yeah, a little bit. So
Okay.
not that it really means anything right now at this meeting, but I did receive a quote for the I&I televising and total cleaning of our mains in town. And I also received a quote, for upgrading our E. coli testing. So that's something that I really went to Louisville to check out. Right now, we're doing the old magnetic filter, old school way with our E. coli testing, and now there's a more efficient, more accurate way to do the E. coli testing. And all the supplies we'll need is somewhere between $9,600 and $1,600 with our annual reoccurring lab supplies being about $3,000 a year
So-
for the E. coli testing.
And we need to look at it,
Yep.
so just so everybody's aware. I'm,
Do you want me to read it, or do you want to take it?
well, you can leave it here. But, so when it comes to labs, so I've got a consulting company who,
Okay.
Jamie Turpin's company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke with him the other
And
night.
he came in and spoke. He's very well-known, great
You'd
company
probably say,
around here.
"Oh, yeah, Quantum."
They're he's offering to do the labs back in their lab
Oh,
for the moment. So I need to make sure that covers everything you're talking about. But, I mean, that's only for the period that they would be working for us until we get a new operator. So I still think your quotes are good, and we definitely want to probably
Don't we have
upgrade.
an operator?
we're supposed to.
We need an operator. We do not
yeah.
have a formal operator right now,
So the top is just like a.
right?
We need to make mention that our operator stepped down,
Yeah,
resigned
so-
Tuesday.
Okay,
But we still
do
got
not
Rick,
have an
don't we?
We do.
yeah, he's not assigned as our operator, is what I'm saying. I mean, he's in our street
All you gotta
department.
do is move him
so-
back. Hell, he's been there 35 years.
Yeah, but he's under contract, and I think for a limited number of hours.
Yeah, he's
30
limited to
hours.
30 hours,
Yeah.
so
And I'm not saying-
personally, I think we need to hire these guys and prepare for a transition to find our new operator. That's my
So
personal opinion.
I will say, and I think the world of Rick, but I think Rick's done with the sewer. I mean, I think he just wants to come in and be street department stuff. So I agree with Roger. I think that Jamie would be really beneficial and a
It's
great,
actually not Jamie, but one of his guys, right? Yeah.
and they can work with Emily.
But Jamie actually is offering to consult on the issues that we
Yeah.
have. He's
Yeah,
very,
that's awesome.
And I'm sure
That's
he would
really,
work
and
with
I
Emily
told
with
him
any questions
I would
or-
love
that we need some short-term solutions because we need some, it's gonna take a little longer term to solve the issues.
Yeah.
I guess one other question I had is, I guess on our big projects like grit system and screener issues, or is that something that you guys need multiple quotes on, or is that something that
I
HWC
think we do.
specifically
I
deals
think
with?
that's where Jamie's group and HWC will work together to find the right solutions there and, but we need them quickly. I mean, we need some real solutions to start moving forward because,
Yeah.
you know, my understanding is for the screener, they're gonna have to pull that building out is what
Yeah,
at
we
least the
had
previous
Parkson,
company said.
the representatives for the screener come out
Mhm.
last week and talk about all the issues we've had with
Yeah.
it, and then,
Are they the ones that said it was gonna take a year to fix it?
yes, they are, and then.
And
I
mark
spoke
those
with
off the
Dick
list
Taggle
unless there's
earlier
not enough.
today on, possible other options, I don't know
Good.
if,
Okay,
maybe-
so anyway,
yeah.
yeah, we know what we need, what problems we have, I'll say at least. And we've gotta move on those.
They mentioned today that he would like at some point to sit down with Rick and talk to him
Yes.
about the way the plant used to run
Mhm.
and just kind of pick his brain a little bit about stuff.
Yep, yeah, I think Grants wants to do that too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's obviously got the history and knows what we've done.
We had talked in the utility meeting the other day about the suspension and debarment list that State Board of Accounts got on us about. That was one of my write-ups, and that's something we're gonna be on top of. So just, I mean, that's a tough one because nobody knows who some of these people are, but just keep in mind, Otwell was on there, you know, so we can't use them.
So when you,
I
when you
will
go
say I
out and
did
you look
speak
for
with-
somebody, you need to
I
run
will
it
say
by
I did
Bart.
speak with
so you can check with them.
Commonwealth about it, and
we
they
spoke
could
with-
potentially do a site visit tomorrow, so if I need to cancel that, I can, but if you want
Or
me to
you
come
talk
in-
to who?
Commonwealth, that's a,
It's
they're-
an
they
engineering-
Yeah, I was gonna
specialize
say,
in
that's a
grit.
competitor to these guys, so we already
So
talked to
no.
them. I
We
mean,
also talked.
we
I
had
wasn't
an
sure if
option
we
to
did
hire them, we
multiple
didn't hire
quotes or
them.
not.
They're great, I'm sure, but,
Right.
or do they actually do solutions, or are you saying just come and help you?
No, they do,
figure it
they
out?
do grit and I&I.
We also spoke.
You mean equipment
Issues.
or more
They-
than that?
They. I think they
Experts in how to resolve the
Okay.
problem.
Experts in
Okay.
grit removal, I do
Okay.
believe.
Yeah.
Okay,
We also spoke with Wessler, and they said they were
Yeah.
experts in grit removal
Okay.
also.
okay, those are all the competitors that we didn't
Right,
hire,
right.
so I think we gotta work with our company.
Right.
If they
Yeah.
don't have
I
the
just wasn't
expert,
sure if
then
the quote
okay.
policy for that was my only thing, so that cleared that up, thank you.
It's a professional service, and they're on a on-call basis. basis, basically. So, you can use them for anything.
Yeah.
That they're qualified to.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to go out for competitive quotes for that.
Yeah, we already have the contract. They're our engineering company, so, I mean, if,
We're just waiting on them to pretty much take care of the water treatment side of things and then start working on sewer.
well, we can't wait on one or the other. We gotta do them both, so.
Thank you. Top is just a handwritten notes thing that isn't,
Thank you.
Oh,
just something
yeah, I
that I
got
had
that.
put together.
Oh, no, that's
And
my,
then
sorry.
the two quotes are nothing, I mean, that needs approved right now.
So the
Something to
televising,
consider.
let's talk about the televising and
Yeah,
figure that out.
televising.
91 grand, wow. With the smoke test, okay, that's probably what we need, right?
Yeah, the smoke test
really
is
figure
a
it
lot
out.
cheaper and a little bit less effective than the total televising. And I'd say the price is also so high because that's televising all of the pipes, on like all the mains, and cleaning them all out.
And cleaning out.
Yes.
So is that cleaning them kind of no matter what, or is that cleaning
Yeah,
them if they
so
can?
that's cleaning everything.
Okay,
I think,
And-
Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do the smoke test, you gotta send letters out to
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Oh, gosh,
Because you're gonna
Yeah.
get
The
smoke and
televising
drainage
is
in the
not
basement.
smoke, it's something completely different.
yeah.
You would
But
not-
then you got flow meter options too.
Yeah, those are our cheaper options, would be doing the smoke again. I don't know when it was that you guys last did the smoke.
I don't
It's
I
been
remember.
think
a
it was in the
long-
nineties.
I was gonna say, I don't remember it.
Richard Griselle was here when we did it
Okay.
last.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago.
I&I is definitely an issue, but I don't think it's our top priority right now.
Not yet. I think it's high, but it's
Yeah.
not higher than what we have. so.
Dick talked to me today about some sort of tank that they put in somewhere else that helps with that. Like maybe you set on the water before you process it through the sewer plant. I mean, he's got some ideas about
Yeah,
that
I'm
type of
sure.
thing.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, that was one of those areas that even as we were interviewing, we were telling them, this is one of the areas we gotta deal with, is the I&I.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now gonna ask, just to make sure we're covering things, what do we need to decide on? We decided on the two pumps.
Yeah, that's
You're
what we
giving
needed
us-
to decide
so
on
there's
right
nothing
now.
else
Those
here
are
that
just
you wanna
quotes for
decide
you guys to have for record. The E. coli test, we would really like to do that, Quantitre, but if you're waiting on,
Well, yeah, I think I need to check on
sorting
that.
stuff out, then
I know that he's offered to do that in his quote, cover that while they're here.
thank you
Okay.
guys.
So
Thank you.
I'd like to point out, real, this young lady's been with us for, what, a month? And knew nothing about anything when she come in here, and a month later, look where she
Yeah.
is. So,
Yeah.
unbelievable
Very nice
hire.
job, very nice job.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
And just, it says that they will perform all permitted required laboratory analysis, BOD, TSS, ammonia, E. coli. The cost of laboratory analysis will be in the cost estimate, so that's included in their price.
So they are gonna do the lab testing every day.
Those four at least, I don't know if those are the only four you need or not, but those four are the ones, it says all permit required lab testing. And then it specifies those four, but there may be other permit required testing, and it calls for
That's
them
gonna
to do
require them to be there every day.
So actually, 3 days a week is what they're saying.
3 days, yes.
Now, Wednesday's a big day, right? You do more on
Wednesdays,
Wednesday than you do any other day. Just a couple other little things then. Keegan was able to get the hydraulic cylinder on the Bobcat working. He actually hooked that milling machine up to it, kind of moved it around. We're gonna try to go get some patch next week, get on some potholes, that type of thing. Eventually get that out, try to mill down some alley areas and get them repaired. As soon as we can get caught up at the cemetery with the weed eating and everything. And that's about all I have. You have any other questions? I do have one request. Next month, I'd like to have just a little bit extra time when I'm up here to speak. I don't want to take all night, but that's going to be my last town council meeting that I'll ever do. So I'd like to talk a little bit.
So what's
Not-
your date again?
August 14th.
14th, okay.
Yep.
So a week before our meeting, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
I'm not going to say I'm going to give a speech, but I'll.
We'll give you as much as you want, Randy.
Okay.
It's a public comment.
You might get tired of hearing me then.
All right.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right,
Where
thank
are
you.
we at on employment?
So, you guys haven't really told me if I can hire somebody full-time or where we're going there. So my thought was we'd try to get at least one part-time person out at the cemetery. So I interviewed a young man the other day that Stephanie White had recommended. And he was a super nice kid. I was really impressed. He's a graduate this year at Heritage Christian High School, big stout-looking young man. And he told me that he couldn't start until July 1st because he's going on a missionary trip. And he had to quit August 20th because he's going to IU. And I felt like that's such a short period of time. By the time you got him started, he'd be done.
6 weeks,
Yeah.
8 weeks. I mean, it helped cover the summer, but.
One more full-time spot if you want to replace.
Okay.
That one you're talking about that was part-time, we can make it full-time.
Oh.
I mean, that position is in the salary ordinance if you want.
So we need to enter. I did call his last name's Young. I called him. He's interested in full-time, but I asked him if he would consider part-time to start out to see how he does. And I was going to end, that was on Monday, and I was going to set the interview up on Tuesday at 2:00, and he put me on hold for about 3 minutes and said, come back and said, well, I just can't work that into my schedule. Can I call you when I want to do an interview? So, I mean, what do you do, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
So you could hire this guy to get you through the summer and then get somebody by August 20th.
Got lucky. I mean, yeah.
But it'd be good if you hire somebody before you leave, right?
Well, that's what, well, I think we've got a couple more applications in, haven't we? Oh, okay.
Were there any applications over the, since we've been doing a lot of interviews, anybody that's?
That we already talked to, you mean?
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
You guys talked to them.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and look at the resumes again to remind myself.
They were interested.
I mean, I would defer a little bit to Randy too. I mean, these are positions in my mind that I think Randy can hire these folks. You know, I don't think we have to, I mean, I know some of you maybe disagree with me, but I think, cemetery job is something he can hire. I think the folks that are certified, or interested seriously in getting certification, we need to know who they are and that we are looking for somebody seriously long-term that can handle that. So
Right.
that's my opinion.
We'll take a look. I mean, I've got some more applications down there from the past. Maybe I can look through them and see if somebody's still interested or whatever,
Yeah, I would find somebody.
Okay. Try to give him a call and set something up, see what we can do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Randy. All right.
Emily, thanks for all those details. That's awesome.
Yeah, good job.
Roger, I may have an old outdated agenda, but I didn't see Emily's contract. Is it down there someplace? You might as well.
Is it on the list? Yeah, let's go ahead and cover it. Yeah.
While she's here.
While she's here, so we asked Greg to put together, so you want to do the water certification, right? And we talked about, excuse me, last month that, when we put somebody through training, right, we like to know that they're going to be around a while. So, and frankly, I haven't read through this in detail, but.
In general, it's a 5-year contract because the training is 2 years.
Yep.
And you indicated you wanted to do.
3 more years after training.
After that, you pay for the training, and she gets a day a week, I think is what, to do her online stuff during her workday. So that's part of the consideration for the contract as well.
And as I remember, there are pay levels that we have to meet as
There
they
are,
go
but you're
through the
already
training.
above it.
Oh, we're above it now? Oh, I didn't know
You're
that.
above
Okay,
it now, 'cause
okay.
The highest one that was like $20 or something, and Bart said she was at 22.
Okay.
So she's already higher.
All right.
Than what but you may still. as
Sure.
she
Doesn't mean we couldn't do
accumulates,
something.
Meet certain criteria as she goes through the process, you should consider.
Can I have a stipulation? I'll
Go ahead.
sign a 5-year contract as long as I can go for my dual licensing.
I
So
think we're
how-
excited to have you do both.
Okay, okay.
I spoke with Kelly.
You want that
Gardner.
written into the contract? We
well,
can
I
always get
mean-
that adjusted, but.
I spoke with Kelly Gardner today,
Uh-huh.
and she did state that she already has one scholarship procured for Emily
Okay.
for $1,000, so that will cover part of her cost.
Great.
She's working on getting more covered, so her total cost is covered. She wanted me to ask, I'm passing this along, she wanted me to ask that if she is able to get Emily's total apprenticeship paid for, and we don't have to put any money out, will you make her contract null so that she's not locked into a contract? I'm merely passing along what I was asked
I
to
would
pass
say
along.
no, personally. I mean, really, we need somebody long-term.
Oh, I
And
understand.
5 years is not that long-term.
Yeah.
My hope is, I'm not gonna be around, but my hope is that she's got a little career path here. I'll
Right.
just say it that way.
Right.
And when you say
And-
dual, you mean sewer and wastewater?
Yeah,
and water.
wastewater, yep.
And I don't know what the cost of the wastewater project is.
It's relatively the same.
About eight
They're both about.
So what
the
is the
same.
cost?
I know the,
About $8,000 total.
$8,000, okay.
I thought it said 85.
Our problem is we are no longer as a town eligible for the large grant that we received when we received the one for our wastewater apprentice in the past. Due to how that went, we're no
Yeah.
longer eligible.
We had a bad
So,
experience there, didn't we?
but we are still eligible for scholarships and other smaller grants, and there are a ton of them out there, so the likelihood of her getting her entire apprenticeship paid for is very high.
Really? Okay.
So we've already got
So,
$1,000 one up.
My
you know,
memory,
now,
does
so.
the cost include a laptop, or is that something we covered?
That's if we get a grant specifically
Okay.
for a laptop, but I do still have the laptop from the previous two
Okay,
apprentices.
that's right, we've got that.
Yes, I
Okay,
still
good.
have those, so
So
I
you got
told
the
her she
coverage
could have one of those. They're both fairly new.
So, I was gonna say we could buy the laptop,
Yes.
you know, to give you extra, but if you've got them, of course.
Yes.
So,
If you're going to do that, I do need to amend the contract. However, you can approve it tonight and authorize Roger to sign it,
Yeah.
subject to my adding the certified wastewater operator criteria to my contract.
you good with that? 5 years, both of training, yeah, you need to get the copy of it, of course. So, okay.
5 years goes by before you know.
Or 30 or 40, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion, we accept the contract between the town of Knightstown and Emily Lovall for the 5-year period duration, with the corrections of what Greg's gonna
Both
do.
Water and sewer.
Yeah, adding the wastewater licensing and allowing President Hammer to sign the contract.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Bruce.
Bruce.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. All right. Okay, we're gonna move to new business, Washington Street corridor. Actually, we normally want to bring you up during this, but go ahead. We're gonna talk about Washington Street corridor here. Do we have those documents? Did you print those for us? I know I probably didn't get them out very early.
Emily.
No? Okay. You've got that?
The email I had, or I was copied on, I thought
I asked him to send us, I had a busy day, so I didn't get into my
There was something-
email late today. So Eric was supposed to send me, so here's the deal. Both of the bids came out high. I think everybody knew that since we were all here for the bid openings. The concrete in particular was way high. We agreed in the last meeting to allow Eric to work through with the low bidder to see if we could get to an adjustment in the actual work to see if we could agree to get something close. And we didn't quite get there. I forget the exact
I remember it started out like 294, get down to
294.
220, and they got to
40 or 50 or something. Thank you.
There it is right there.
Okay.
I just printed it out too, so I'll go get
And,
that while you're.
and part of the feedback, I'd actually had a chance to talk to somebody who saw it but did not put in a bid. And you guys may have done that with some of the local contractors. I think some of the extra stuff, whether it be the benches or artwork, there was a little concern there, but the time, like how fast
Yeah.
it needed it done
I think we gotta drop
was mentioned.
the $1,000 thing.
So I
Being
think,
late. I mean, at this point, we're gonna miss the deadline for this project, for the concrete portion of it. What I talked to Eric about is we're talking about moving forward with just the major art piece to make sure that's in place before the Hoosier Gym celebration. And then hopefully we get at least some, maybe we get a lot of the concrete in. And then, we also have this Lilly Arts grant, potentially by late July, we'll find out.
actually, I checked on that again, and I'm not sure where the late July came, but I think we're looking at the beginning of July,
Oh,
we would know.
so
So we're
we
not
may know
that far
something
off
here
of being
soon.
able to
Oh, that's
know.
great. Thank you.
July 1st is when they're supposed to make that decision, but it's around the 4th of July. So
Yeah,
she
okay.
said it could be a week after that, but it should be towards the start of the month, not later. That being said,
see what you.
I've seen those things change on a dime, but that at least told me, if you went with a plan to say, hey, we're gonna rebid, we would likely, in the midst of that,
We'll
find out, did
right.
we get this or not? If you get it, then we're in a different position.
Yeah, then we can go ahead with the other art pieces and maybe then we add to the bid for the concrete to get the other things we want, so.
But at least making it a little easier. I think hopefully we'll get some of your local contractors that you had talked about.
I'm hopeful.
Engaged.
I do know Butcher Concrete's interested in rebidding. I talked to him about it today.
Yeah, I left him a message,
Yeah,
but
he
I asked you for the, bales, and we want to get as many people as we can bidding on this thing, right?
So, and I think with expanding some time, which you had sent the message to Mason, he verified we are able, we have
Yeah, and I
time for
gotta get
the
that back to
grant itself. So this is a weird one where you got two different pieces of projects, two different funding sources, and it's all swirling around. But I think in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we'll start to get our decisions. We'll know what we're doing and be able to scale things back to, I think Desiree's question last time was like, where's this money coming from? Well, it is, you have the Lilly funds will pay for some of that, and then we're hoping.
If we get it. We
I'm
don't
sorry.
have that. You're talking about the ready.
Yes, the ready funds. Ready 2.0 funds are here. We know we have 220,000. We just got to figure out how to be strategic with that. These art funds, if we find out you get those, then you can pull the art element and go this way. There's a lot of
Yeah, we
positive.
can readjust where we spend that money.
So fingers crossed for around July 1st that we hear good news there. If not, we'll maneuver. But I can tell you that was the biggest thing I learned in my period of time at Rushville was on these kinds of funding things was being flexible and take the twists and turns as they come. But the positive is we have a fair amount of dollars. We're going to figure out how to make it work. I am very optimistic or hopeful that we'll hopefully have some other funds.
Real quick though, you said again on the Ready 2.0 that we already have the 220,000.
Well, that's what we allocated for the concrete side of things. That's what he's saying.
Yes, and then there's a
I
portion.
mean, it's concrete, there's a number of elements there, but it's mostly concrete.
And this is where the me being the client liaison, knowing enough to be dangerous, I don't want to overspeak, but you would have the ability to shift some things this way, get this done, hopefully come back with the other. So we'll see how it goes. But the rebidding part is the most
so the
important
key
thing
point
for us to
is
address.
we need to vote to go forward with the rebid. Now, of course, we have to make changes in the definition of what we are wanting to do for the bid. So there is some additional cost of $7,500 for the HWC engineering to make the adjustments in the engineering documents and to work through the bidding process with all the potential vendors.
Roger, I would add one thing. Before you do that, you
Yep.
need a motion to reject all of the bids
Oh,
that were submitted.
okay.
And then you can go out for.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion, we reject all the bids that were submitted on the Washington Street corridor project.
Well,
Or no,
for the concrete.
for the
side, please.
concrete side of the project.
Yes.
I will second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Okay, now we need to, I guess now we have no choice but to rebid that portion of the project. We've rejected the bids, but we do need to agree to the additional cost of $7,500 to get the engineering work done. Do I have a motion for that?
So I'll make the motion, we accept the $7,500 fee from HWC for the rebid and to open up the rebid on the concrete portion of the project.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
No.
Got one no.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Roger Hammer,
Yes.
Bruce Brown,
Yes.
Kevin Ritchie,
Yes.
Desiree Payne,
No.
Jeffrey Van Hoy.
Yes.
Okay, 4-1. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, so,
And then I would say also anybody that has those local connections, be sure to make sure you get this bid package in front of them, let them know when the dates and times are.
so as you
Really
said,
push.
I mean, we scared the local guys away with high complexity bid process. and basically a fine if they don't complete on time. So I think we've got to remove that fine, and we're simplifying, you know, the work.
Yep.
Plus, is it still calling for just pouring concrete over these tree roots and all that? Because it's gonna not last. I mean, that's just been, I've seen this for 40 years, and you can't just put concrete over tree roots and think it's not gonna crack.
No, I mean, the engineering has specifications for dealing with the tree roots. The other option is, and I should bring this up, so we did get some trees cut down. Unfortunately, they were not the trees that I thought we were gonna cut down.
Me either.
And so there are, I believe, 3 trees.
4 trees south of.
Well, there's 4, there's a smaller one, but there's 3 big ones. Well, I'm talking about the 3 north, or excuse me, south, between Brown and whatever, Cary, not down where those got cut.
4 trees.
Right, I know, but one smaller one. There's 3 really big ones up there.
I just know I spoke to one contractor, and that was their big concern. And that's how they understood it. So, again, if you rebid it, you can make that any clearer.
Yeah, and if you have any feedback on the specific trees or whatever, make sure we'll get that to Eric as well.
So-
Make sure that.
Ideally, we need to have those trees evaluated and determine if they should be taken out or what.
I've met with
Do you? Okay,
tree trimmers.
okay, all right.
And I also mentioned they ground the stumps out of the trees that they.
Yeah, they did a really nice job on those trees that were cut down. That's true. All right, what else?
Other stuff, CCMG, just a quick update, is Scott has been working on basically a preliminary list. I think he's been working with Randy on getting some ideas of what they might be. I think he may have shared that with you. The next thing is to begin investigating cost estimates, setting an on-site for the pavement asset management plan. So in the next couple of weeks, they'll actually be out on site, going around scoring. Biggest concern is still the ADA document has not been found, obtained anywhere. Is that still the case?
ADA document?
That's one of the requirements
Yeah.
for that, and all along, we've kind of been assuming that like that does exist, and we would just be
So
updating
that
that.
wasn't included in the.
So that's, I would say if you can look through old emails, old files, old anything, that's,
Did we
I've looked through what I have.
archive
in
the old
project.
email? Because I know my old email is gone. You know, the old 9-star email.
it's basically, there should be an ADA document, a
Right.
plan that says here's how you handle all that. Somebody
My
would be
guess is
appointed
it's 2 years ago that it was updated,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more, two
They
and a
had
half
to have
years ago.
something, well,
I would look
I'll
for
look through, I have mine and Wanda's.
meetings where
And I believe
Dan
Jesse
was
can,
here and did reviews.
I
It would
believe
be about
Jesse
2
can
and a
still
half years.
access yours through my 9-star.
Oh,
so
that'd be
I'll-
good.
I'll double check with him.
I don't know if he sent that to us or not, but yeah, I would check Randy's and mine.
Okay.
And- But it may not be an email. He may have brought documents. It may be in the meeting package from the meetings.
Gotcha. I'll check and see. I've looked through what I did have in my office, but I'll go further back because I don't think I went
So-
that far back.
So 2.5, and then I would go the next year.
Okay,
Though, it has to be in those two timeframes.
okay.
and if we don't find that, that's something that Scott's just pointing out, that like we do not have eligibility if we don't have that
We have to have
document.
that.
If you have the document and we're updating it, that's pretty easy. If not, there's a slew of things that may need to happen there. So we'll keep you posted, but I just want to make sure everybody was kind of tracking that.
Hey, Roger, thinking about that, the first project we did with FPB&A was Warwick Street, when they hit the water main and all that, so all that would have had to have been before that. So if we could find when we did that, that's been.
Well, but that'd be the first time, but as I said, I think it was updated. But sure, I mean, that's probably a long time ago. I don't remember that. Was that when I was on the council
We had
before?
a lawsuit over that.
Yeah, I remember. That was actually prior to,
Yeah,
that was like 16 to 20 probably.
2018.
Yeah, 18 in there, okay.
And ideally, when you have that, a lot of times that actually gets posted to your website. So if all heck broke loose, we do a Google search. We're like, oh, here's the who's in charge
No,
of it.
unfortunately,
We didn't
weren't
find anything
posting
like that.
stuff. Oh, you're saying to somebody?
That, like us trying
Yeah.
to look for it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
we
out
had
there
no luck.
online. We weren't posting documents back then. So
That-
the
that's
pro-
where it should
now,
be.
that's a good point. So we have a problem, right? We have got a company that merged, and they're saying we owe them money, and we haven't gotten your information whether or not we really owe that money. Until we get that, we can't do anything, right? We need to solve that and
I
determine
went
what
back
we
through
really
the
owe.
invoices. The invoices were not paid, but I don't know what the invoices were for. They're very generic in what they state they're for, so.
Okay, I would put those together with that kind of information.
Yeah.
We need to get them to Greg, because,
Okay.
I mean, I think we got a serious problem here, and we've got issues at our plant, design issues. We need to consider how we negotiate this, I'll put.
Okay.
Right? There may be different options to negotiate.
Are you saying like we can't even ask Dan? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can remember with the sewer plant, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, we spent $100,000 in overtime because of problems. And so there's some things we can go back and talk to the engineering company about that
Yeah.
cost us money.
I'll need documentation about all that.
Yeah.
And one other, like, if you find any contracts that share that you own those documents and they need to supply, I mean, sometimes I know that can be kind of ours, if we did it, you have access to it. But it can be, and I saw it in my past life with an architect part of, it's said in there, and we missed that they own the,
We own the documents, but it says we can't use them for any other project.
for other project, yeah.
Without their consent, or if we do, then it's in our own.
Well, and they have told us that they'll give us everything. I mean, at least the VP that I talked to, he's not, if we pay our 60 grand, right? You know, it's holding.
If they
hostage
can't be
for
found, how much does
$60,000.
HWC charge to get?
Well, that's, I was gonna say that afterwards,
Because I think it's a conversation we're gonna probably have to have.
Exactly.
Well, they've got all those documents digitally. We should be able to get all of it as a
I
whole
hope
throat.
so.
But we just need to solve it, and we got to figure out what we know and move it.
And you're
It's been
certainly starting to
months.
stack up some things that would be handy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a PER in there. There's a number of things.
Okay. And then most of this was discussed, I think, but just to kind of follow up, I talked to Dick today for his update, and basically preparing the item response letter of a status for next week, requesting gathering information and documents for the capital improvement plan and the response. We'll meet with staff in the next couple of weeks on that capital improvement plan. Everything I'm talking about here is water, by the way. And then was able to meet today, I believe it was today, right? With,
Yes, yeah.
Roxana and Randy. Wastewater did talk to the screen manufacturer, and they were asking for their recommendation. So I don't know. We may want to talk, make sure we're not double doing something here.
Well, just keep in mind, the screen manufacturer told Alexa that it was going to be a year to a year and a half after they pulled that out to get it back to us. So to me, they're saying we don't want to do the job personally. I mean, that's. Okay, we need to look at what we can get done faster than that.
Let's see. And then he did say he had a pretty good conversation. I think that was that today? Regarding the screening and the great comments. And his question was, and I can't remember if he said he had that or if it was after he talked to you, but it's like, has this grit thing always been an issue, or have you been burning up for a long time?
It was always an issue, but they just got the screener whenever they did the last sewer project.
Yeah.
So
That was the kind of thing you want to talk to Rick about.
Yeah.
Okay. He also talked, and again, I don't know, was the equipment you're talking about, the building has been one thing. One of the I think the manufacturer was talking about, instead of plastic teeth, metal teeth, and there were some items there, so I don't know if that's duplication or it might be information he shared that you got. But that was one of the things he was talking to me about today. So working on that. I'll hopefully have a chance to talk to you guys right afterwards and just see if there's anything I can be helping with. So CCMG, water, wastewater, and we talked Washington Street, so I think that's the main stuff. Any questions of me or?
Oh, I would like to ask Eric to call me next week so we can talk about the concrete and I just want to make sure we're doing a simplification,
Exactly,
serious
yes.
simplification.
And I know that was.
Of the bid. I mean, I brought that up before the bid.
Yep.
That it was a very complex package that we gave.
Yeah, and definitely I think we had a little bit of double whammy. It was complexity, timing, fee, all that. So hopefully loosening those things up, having a little more time, and then again, once we have that yay or nay on the Lily Arts part, I think then we at least know what we're dealing with. We have our hand, now we gotta play it the best we can. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, electrical issues at the high school. So, is,
Talk a little bit about it.
sure, yeah, please do.
So I talked with Mike Adams today, the contractor out there dug into one of our underground electric lines. It wasn't located, but that being said, if you're an excavator or you dig something and it's not located, you shouldn't dig. You should call somebody and get it located. They went ahead and dug and hid it. So Mike feels like they should be liable for the cost on it, basically.
I thought the information I got was that they had called for locates, and we had located water and sewer, but we didn't locate electric.
Well,
And
so
I don't know if that's, I mean, that's.
So we don't, underground electric like that, we don't have a good method to locate it. Now, I've got a locator, a Fisher locator that's 25 years old. I can go to a house and hook it to the meter base and ground it, and I can do a pretty good job on locating their underground service line. But on something like that out there, you've got a transformer pedestal that you've got to take apart, get in there to hook to. I mean, I don't know what's hot, what's not. I don't want to electrocute myself. I don't want to burn up my equipment, and we don't have anybody to do it, you know. So that's something we got to figure out, a company or somebody to
I
do.
believe IMPA did bring at one time an option for us to hire them.
Yep.
I don't remember the cost of them. My memory, it was kind of
Pretty
expensive
expensive.
to do that. So we just didn't take action at the time, I think, right?
But I would
No, this
recommend
is-
something like that be done.
Yeah, I think Greg said he had maybe another option.
I'll look into, I know there's other companies besides
Right,
Input
that does that kind of thing, right? So they're more
Yeah.
oriented towards doing that job.
Roxanna,
rather than
didn't you say John Davis's son does that?
He does.
He does. He did a couple of locates for us when Randy was out. But I don't know about the large equipment like that. I don't want to overspeak on that. He did locate electric for us, but it was a house. So I don't know if he has equipment similar to what Randy uses to be able to do that. So I don't know if I can check with him. I'll happily check with him and see if he can do like the bigger things like that. But yes.
Okay.
So that's a 4-aught copper line that they got into out there. They say they don't, IMPA does not have that. That's something they'll have to order. He also said that the cost of that could come out of our dedicated service plan.
It can, okay, that's
Yeah,
what
we gotta pay
I
for
didn't,
all of it.
I kind of scanned this and didn't see that for sure.
What they
I
actually
raised that question.
What did they actually?
Right.
A 4-aught copper.
So it's
underground line.
$13,500 to replace this line. So my understanding is IMPA did fix it, right? They did
They've got it fixed
they spliced
temporarily.
it,
Yeah,
but they kind of checked the
contractor out there hid it.
they checked the line kind of
So the
farther back,
concern
and
is
it's
how much
stretched, right? And it's gonna
damage
be
is
problems.
back, yeah, when
Right.
you delve into it to fix it right.
Yeah, we don't want to leave the school with power
Right,
problems,
right.
So I would agree that it needs replaced. I mean, Greg and I spoke about it today, and as much as I don't want to spend this money, I think we've got to solve the problem of locates, and
Oh, absolutely.
we need to be able to make sure we're doing locates for these things, so.
Can I ask a question? Randy, they fixed it temporarily. We got a $13,000 bill. Is that for the temporary fix? Is that for the permanent fix? It looked to me like it was for the permanent.
That's a
fix.
permanent
I think
fix,
so,
yeah.
And so do you agree they need to replace 350 feet of line? for
Well,
this one?
It depends on how hard it was pulled on and what the damage is done. I mean,
if they hit it and
So
broke
are
it,
they
yeah.
going all the way, I mean,
So-
replacing the entire line, I assume, between 2 points that are connected?
yeah, I mean, that's what they're thinking.
So when I was on the meeting yesterday, and Ben can confirm or fix me, I'm pretty sure that not only did they pull that line out of the ground, but they damaged it in other areas. They put nicks or dents in it.
That's what I read, yeah. That was in the
Yeah.
notes.
Okay.
That's the
All right, I just
concern.
was- It seemed like a lot of,
Yeah.
of line for what.
What do you think, Ben?
severe it was.
Think it all needs replaced?
Okay. It has been.
Ben, come on up, because we don't. we
Yeah,
don't
you're
get
gonna
you.
have to speak here.
Speaker, please. Thank you.
Randy said, the cable got damaged. I have pictures, I've shared them with Desiree, and I'm sure she probably shared with the rest of you. I took pictures on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then took pictures of the finish. They've patched it back together. The conduit's still that far apart, which would let water into this cable. It's a 3-phase power that goes from a transformer behind the high school to a distribution box out by the road that leads back to the football field. If we were to go in there and try to repair it, and I saw Greg's email and Roger's, if we went in there and tried to put a distribution box and patch it, like say we did over at River's Edge when the gas line hit that, then that would set in, according to the print that I've looked at and spoke with the construction superintendent, that distribution box where that conduit is would be sitting in the middle of a driveway that'd be used by buses in the future after this addition and everything's done. The safest way would be to replace this cable. I don't know if it's 350 feet. I didn't step it off, Randy, but the cable,
Pretty long distance.
it's a long distance, and I'd say it's right at 300 feet, and of course, you want to make it long enough to make the connections on each end. When this cable got damaged, I was there, they had to use one of their bucket trucks that they used to set their poles, and it was a chore to get that cable pulled, and this conduit that's this big, that the cables are in, moved around. He had to cut the sides of it to get the cables straightened out, and you could see the dimples in it. So when you see dimples in it, that means the inside of the jackets are damaged, could be damaged. The contractor did dig, as Randy said. Most of the time they would know because of the color codes. Randy uses blue for water, green for sewage, red is for electrical, I believe.
Yep.
There was
Yellow
no
for
red
gas.
markings. There was no red markings. And if you notice the pictures I took on Friday, they were putting in a, what are they called for the sanitary sewer? The
Laterals, maybe the laterals?
yeah, well, it's where they
Catch
go
basin.
into catch basin.
Okay.
Thank you. I couldn't even- They put in a catch basin where these sanitary lines came in. It's that close to that conduit, and where they had the protection. So it was easily hit. It was labeled with red tape, safety tape that said caution over top of it. The excavator, sitting in a big excavator digging with probably a 3-foot bucket, it would have been hard to see that. There was no markings showing on the surface.
You're gonna hook it like a string.
Yes,
I mean,
that's what he
yeah.
did. He didn't even damage your conduit. If you looked at it, it was, he hooked over this way, and as he came back, the conduit got pulled apart at a coupling. But the cable was sticking out like that, like a snake. And so trying to get it back together, it took an excavator, lifting one end, hand digging around it, because once it was exposed, the hand dug, and then patch back the best he can. The patch is really not a safe
So they're gonna
patch.
put
It's not a,
conduit and wire all back in place.
there's an extra
They pulled it
stick,
apart.
there's an extra stick of conduit. They ran 2, thank God for that. They ran 2, and so they're gonna use the new one
Okay.
to run this one. They've estimated that if they started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which IMPA is agreeing to restrict the school's downtime because of summer school and all the things, it would still take them approximately 10 hours to run this cable connected in that distribution and connected at the transformer, which is understandable because of the size of the cable.
Big, yeah.
So Ben, you said something about red tape. Where was this red tape?
Well, when you bury electrical
Yes.
conduit
Right,
in a commercial setting, it's
Yes.
required that they put sand around it.
right,
They did.
right.
And then up on top of that sand, so that if Randy was going in there digging, you would hit this red tape about the time you hit that
It's not
sand.
on the surface.
No, not on the surface.
But it
So
lets
it's-
you know that utility is there below.
Yeah,
Before you get too deep.
Yes.
that's the
But you're saying
idea.
he was in a
But
big
for the 3-foot
backhoe and he
was
couldn't
too
see it.
deep already, so.
Yeah, and that was the idea, and right where he hit it was like that bucket had just caught
That was
it
like the first scoop. It caught.
and broke the ribbon, and then right below it, that close was the conduit.
Got it. I just wanted to make sure. I
Yeah,
was
if they had labeled it that it was there, if somebody had located it and the red paint
Yeah.
was on it, they would have probably dug slower. That's my thought, but,
You should always locate your other utility, you know,
Yes.
a pothole before you ever dig anything.
yeah,
You know, if you know it's there for sure.
yeah.
And you should never dig anything.
So there was a
Something there that's
distribution
not-
box there, right? Or there was a
Pardon me?
connection to the wall? Is that what you're saying?
The what now?
Was this close to the connection?
It's about midways between the transformer and the
Oh, okay, so
distribution.
they're digging
So
out
it's
in the
like,
middle somewhere, okay.
You know where the parking lot is over
They could
there?
know,
It would be north of the parking lot on the south side of the building, out in that grass area. And so they had, when they got into digging it, and they brought it up and damaged it, they have put a temporary service back, temporarily put it back in place. But it could go out if it,
Right.
if those
Yeah, it's-
breaks
it's
in there.
temporary.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you let it go, they got like 5 weeks before school picks back up. So the idea was to try to get it approved tonight, for them to go ahead and get it on their schedule, pull the new cable, pull the old one out, repair that conduit, so it could be used in the future if it was needed. Am I speaking right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that way, then they could be covered back up, because where that catch basin is, they need to secure that so they can get that construction started there to put that back, finish that, so it's not holding up the construction project. That's the way they explained it to us.
Okay,
I mean, is there any way to approve it, then maybe question
But it would come out of dedicated service.
the excavating people about it? You know, can you help us?
well, I mean, whatever we do is gonna hold up the process,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
My suggestion is you approve the payment and then we file a claim against the.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes
that's,
sense.
that's about the way Mike.
So we get it done and then,
The
yeah.
repair work.
Yeah, Mike
Okay.
said we need to get it back in place while school's out
Good answer.
on this slow schedule.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be working late at night on it, so he came up with the price quick. And you asked a question a while ago, did this cover what they did on that emergency call? Remember when on Monday, I think, because they didn't come and do it, that water
I
was
think
exposed?
that's a total separate.
Well, yeah, and I think that came out of a
Dedicated, yeah.
designated
Okay.
service.
Yeah, just
so-
like
He
any
already
other-
charged
yeah,
that there.
That was not included in that
Right.
charge, yeah, okay.
Okay,
So.
May I
that's my
say something?
recommendation. You approve the paying for the repair and then we can go after the contractor.
That's the best option, I think.
Yep.
Is it exactly 13,000? What was that?
500.
It's in.
You've got a copy of it.
$13,500.
You got a copy of it,
Material
Bart?
labor.
You should have it, right? We all got a copy of it.
Why is the
Ben.
contractor not paying for it? They're the ones that,
Well, we're
It'll
good,
take too long.
Ben.
yeah, we're gonna do
I
the
didn't get
initial
the proof.
payment.
Will you
Send it
resend that
the
to all of us?
Company, they'll have to investigate it. It'll be months before they can make a decision on it. But it's up to you. I mean, you can do that. It's just you're not servicing your client, your customer.
Yeah, that's my concern, yeah. Okay,
I'll make the motion, we accept the IMPA service or the IMPA repair of $13,500 to repair the underground conduit out at the high school.
and we want to include
include
going after the excavation.
Yeah, and then, you know, Greg, what's the proper term you want to use for that?
Just file a claim with the.
File a claim with the excavation company.
All right, we have a motion. And we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
And so before you leave that, Bart, once you've paid that, the check's been cleared, I need all of that information, copies of all those documents. And then I need from somebody the name of the excavator so I can send the demand.
I think it's like earthworks or something.
Yeah, earthworks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, they're working on the subcontractor under,
There's a sign out front.
They're a subcontractor, earthworks is working under
Yeah.
the general contractor.
Yeah,
That's doing the project.
Isn't that
I
Dave
apologize.
Lucan?
I don't have his name right now.
who Utilities Unlimited. I think,
So-
maybe he does own it.
we're scheduled to go to the ordinance, but I just realized that we did not deal with the Turpin Consulting contract. We talked about it, but we didn't agree to do anything, and it's not on the agenda anywhere else, so we need to address it. So
I'm curious, how did we get the Turpin?
somebody I know, because we've asked them for help before.
But
and
how
they're
did,
well-known around here.
like, I just found out that we had the operator.
Well, I got a call letting me know as soon as we got, I forget, you called me, right, Randy? Yeah, and let me know. So I almost immediately said, okay, we gotta have some backup here until we find a new operator. So.
I forwarded it like this afternoon.
Strong, Ben.
It's Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R.
Oh, yeah, and Meyer Nature,
Nature
Meyer Nature is the gym.
Okay, so you're talking about the excavator, okay.
The excavator.
Okay.
B-E-I-E-R is the project manager. And earthworks supervisor is Brian Scott.
So, just to go maybe in a better direction that Greg might direct us in. So we do have a resignation letter, and I guess she called it reasons for resignation. So you can read through that. But I think we need to accept Alexa's resignation and then move forward with the temporary replacement.
That would be correct.
I'll make a motion that we accept Alexis Morrow's resignation letter and her resignation.
Okay? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of accepting the resignation, say aye.
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 All opposed? All right, okay, so, and now you've got the Turpin Consulting contract. I guess you've reviewed it.
I
You
have.
said there's a
I mean,
few
I would
tweaks
make
you want to
some-
make.
I would
I
make some
texted,
changes,
I texted Jamie, he said that's fine.
Okay.
You could just call him tomorrow and they'll work through any issues. So what Greg has proposed is that we approve this, subject to review and slight adjustments and, legal adjustments. And then I would sign it after that. So the cost estimate is $4,300 a month, plus, some hourly rates for some of the other non-emergency and emergency call-out times, 75 for non-emergency and 100 for emergency. What has he got there? Evening, weekend emergency, 150. So,
Is this similar to what Jeff Lane was helping us with before?
yeah, for water, right. Except, yeah, a little more formalized, but yeah,
Right.
this is a company that does this, right?
Sure.
So,
Roger, you might make sure that the water could be included, because when I retire, I gotta be off a month before I can come back. I want to be able to,
yeah.
we'll have to have.
Yeah, I didn't ask for that, but yeah, we can certainly do that.
How
Maybe
long
we,
is this contract for?
60 days.
yeah.
Well,
So
we've
it
got
gives
an
us time to get-
application from a gentleman who's a water operator and a sewer operator.
Yeah, well, and we're gonna talk about another job opening that we wanna get open to, because I've heard at least about him, and that he seems like he's capable of maybe the town manager option. I don't know, right? We need a number of people to apply to that, so.
Also, it can be terminated with 14 days written notice, but just be aware you owe them whatever they are owed up to that point, plus 3%. But I'm going to talk to them about that, but that's what it currently says, so. So yes, it can be terminated short of the 60 days.
Okay.
So was that actually a motion?
Is there a motion? No, we don't have a motion yet. I'm looking for a motion right now.
I'll make a motion, we accept the Turpin Consulting LLC, the wastewater treatment plant operation for $4,300 a month.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, I have a motion, and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
No.
Okay, give us a roll call.
Roger Amber.
Yes.
Bruce Brown,
Yes.
Kevin Ritchie,
Yes.
Desiree Payton,
No.
Jeffrey Van Noy.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, motion
Do you have
passes.
his phone number for- is it-
I do, I can send it to you.
Okay, thank you. So I can talk to him.
Okay, let's see, now we're ready for the ordinance?
So, one of Bart's comments on his audit was that he didn't have internal control standards. Those are standards meant to be what I would call check and balances, so that the same person doesn't prepare the claim, write the check, approve the claim. And it's not just about claims, it's about many different things. I sent Bart a template that we'd used in some other, in Greenfield and then some, the other towns I represent. I think that's what he's prepared here as ordinance number 061826. Bart, I don't know, did you send it to anybody at Board of Accounts to look at?
I did, I sent it to Austin. I don't think he ever, sorry. I don't think he ever actually replied back to that specific. I sent it to Kim, Wesley, and Austin. He was our auditor. Never saw an actual response just on that per se. They did reply back to my corrective action plan, so they know, which is basically the ordinance.
Okay.
So
All right, so that's the background, and this is ordinance number 061826 on first reading. Ordinance addressing uniform internal control standards.
All right, we need a motion to approve on first reading.
I make the motion, we approve ordinance number 061826 on first reading.
I will second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? All right. Want to suspend the rules and approve this on a second reading? If you do, we need a motion to do that.
I make a motion to suspend the rules and
No, just suspend.
Just suspend the rules.
just to
That's all we're
suspend the
gonna do.
rules.
Thank you.
All right, we have a
not have to
second.
read it all, right?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules, to move forward with a second reading. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Okay, so this is ordinance 061826 on its passage. Ordinance addressing uniform internal control standards.
All right. Need a motion to pass if you want to do that.
I will make a motion to pass ordinance number 061826.
On second reading.
Did you second? No?
I'll second it.
Sorry.
But it's
I thought
on
I-
second reading.
It's on second reading. Oh, that's what you were saying.
But I'll second the,
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. The ordinance is passed. All right, now we're up to job descriptions.
Being that they're very detailed, we got, I just want to let everybody know that I'm forwarding on every bit of information we get from our HR company, Amani, and she emailed those back. They're very, very detailed.
I thought they were excellent. They were very, very well written.
Yeah. Yeah, because the ones that I had didn't have nearly enough information. I mean, there's so much we had to put in there for compliance, and so yeah. I mean, I gave her the basics as far as the building inspector job, and then the one for sewer. But she really made it perfect now, and it's very compliant. If part of it's in red, part of it's in black, so we go through it. I sent them via. I didn't print them all out because there's so much.
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
it.
say, we don't have those?
We email. I did not print it out for the packets, but I sent it, emailed it to all of you, so you have it in your email. There's a lot to it. There's 3 different job descriptions.
Yep.
So the one
Part of what Imani said is what's in
Town.
red is what we can change. If there's any changes we want to make to that. What's in black is your standard compliance, what should be in every job description kind of thing, and we wouldn't change that.
For some reason I thought it was verse, but that's okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
anything in red we want to change.
I read through 2 of the 3, and I didn't see anything I felt strongly needed to change. I thought they were really well written.
Yeah.
Particularly the town manager, which was, covered all the topics I wanted to be covered, so I was glad to see that. I thought we would have them so you could look at them. I know some of you maybe didn't have a chance to read through them. I was hoping we could approve them and get them out there, because we really need to get, I mean, Randy's gonna be gone in 6 weeks, right? Or 8,
On
7.
them Ben's last day is the end of the
Ben's
month.
here a couple
So-
weeks away, so we gotta
Yeah.
get those.
I can print them off if you want copies to, but I mean, it is in your.
What do you think, folks?
We need to move forward.
Yeah, we need to move forward, I agree.
Yep.
I mean, I reviewed them, and I thought they looked great, but
Can we,
if you don't trust me or not.
can we approve them, and then if we can make any adjustments?
We could always make adjustments in the future.
Because I haven't honestly delved into them yet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're fine.
Okay? Sure, Ben?
Will probably be the last meeting I'll be at.
Yeah.
Unless
Yep.
I come as a
Please do.
resident. I want to thank yous all, including you, Greg, so many times reaching out to you. But all this council, the councils I've had in the past, 2016, when we did the new ordinance, and the planning commission planning committee that worked with them, Randy's been involved in a lot of that, made this job a lot easier. Having some legal documentation, the ordinances and zoning made it easier, and will definitely make it easier for the new person that takes on this role. I offer to help with any transition as long as they want my help. Some people will probably come in, whoever you are, I'm sure will probably have a lot more knowledge than I have. I'm just an old man that's came up through Fort Knox, I guess, Old Knox or Old School Knox, what do you call it? Hard Knocks, yeah, thank you, that's true. And, but with all the years of experience that I have in teaching and working in construction field, I still learn today. And I learn by researching and getting involved in wanting to learn to do the best for this town. In any inspection I do, any job that's done, and sometimes it causes heartaches, and I've leaned on Greg before for assistance many times and guidance in doing the right thing. But I want you to know, I appreciate it. I tried to give you a couple months' notice, but the situation with my wife right now, it is the best if I do move on. And if you need anything from me, I'm one of your neighbors. So you can reach out to me and ask me. The new person that goes on board, I'll be glad to help them a little bit to transition in, as long as I don't have to put up with Bart. No, I'm saying that jokingly. But that, it's a team effort. This office, these new ones here, they're new to dealing with me, but I'm sure they'll be glad to hear me leave and, and see someone new come. So thank you all.
Thank
God
you.
bless
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
what
Great
you've
job.
done for me, and praying that you get a good one to replace me, somebody that'll care and be able to talk to the residents of this town. We have got a lot of building going on.
Yeah, we do.
We've had a lot of improvements, so I'm gonna throw this at you. 232 South Jefferson. We have someone buying it. I've communicated with them. The deal should close next week.
Good.
That's a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the idea is to save the house, to make it still revenue for the town. If this closes, I hope to go out with a bang, because he's interested in buying the property at 237 to build a house.
Oh.
237. And if Greg gets all the information, he's interested in buying 301.
Oh, wow.
And he's got connections to help him take that property and clean it up.
Okay.
And build a home there, okay? And he's also looking at 218 Morgan.
Buy up everything.
Spoke with them today and got them connected together to hopefully get 218 finished, that big brick up there. So there's a lot of good things going on, and I'm glad to be able to announce that today. He talked to me yesterday about 232, should be closing on it next week. And believe it or not, Henry County had that 232 South Jefferson. They couldn't put it on a tax sale because she paid 1/2 half. So they gotta be 3 not paid before they can re-put it on the sale. So because they paid that one,
What,
that
another
was
year?
gonna be held again. So I communicated with them, and it's now in the works being closed.
Very good.
Hopefully-
Thank you, Ben.
Yep.
hopefully
Thanks,
get
Ben.
permits to start
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Yep. So with the job descriptions, I'm hearing we want to move forward. Is there a motion to approve? So we're just got the town manager. I thought there was 3 job descriptions there.
There's town manager, building inspector, and sewer operator.
Yeah,
All
okay,
3.
because it didn't have sewer listed here. So
Yeah,
I
we
think
have-
we want to approve all 3 to move forward.
We have a description for the sewer operator, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I will make a motion to move forward with the job descriptions, and with the understanding that when the people who have not read it get a chance to read it, we can still send changes if need be.
And advertise for the job.
And add.
Yeah, we want to move forward with advertising,
It's
right?
been in the paper.
Okay.
I've already advertised 2 of them. Anyway, not the
Which
sewer,
ones?
but the
Oh, you
town
have?
manager and the
Oh, good.
building inspector
Okay,
were
excellent.
advertised in the paper, yes.
Do we have resumes? Okay,
Is it,
I need to go, let's finish this. Sorry, I took us off track. Let's finish the motion.
is it in the Courier, Roxana? Okay.
Did we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the resumes and to, I guess they're out there already. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So, as soon as we get a few resumes of any, I think we got to schedule some interviews. Personally, I'd prefer not to have like a meeting for that. I think we should just schedule times with each of us, or 2 at a time, or whatever. Personally, I like having a one-on-one conversation with somebody and getting a sense of who they are. It's a little different when you put them in front of a crowd. So anyway, that's where we are. It says, we already handled Emily's contract, so, and then it says clerk treasurer update on claims docket information as requested.
I emailed, last time I was asked about having one docket only for, combining payroll and regular general counsel docket. So I did email State Board of Accounts, and Kim did email back from State Board of Accounts, and I have that email that I think I forwarded on to you guys, but if not, I can forward it on. But she just said that it's okay. She verbatim, one sentence, she just said it can all be combined into one claims docket that includes both the APV vouchers and payroll. So she said it's okay. State Board of Accounts. So it's okay just to do the one docket. I just want to let you know that I, asked State Board of Accounts all that and everything.
Okay. So I see Indiana Pump Works LLC, $28,025.50. Is that our pump that we're leasing?
Pay for the pump monthly, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, 28,000. Hopefully we can get rid of that quickly. We get these other pumps in. Do you know if the other pumps we're ordering are like available, or do we have to wait on them?
It sounded like the Hummer was actually shipped faster than the rest of them.
That's good.
You can expedite them in 3 to 5 days for 10%.
Okay, well, we didn't offer to do that, so. You have to wait a
Where
little
are they
longer.
at? Send somebody. go
Drive and
get
get them, right?
Irene.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
Ship.
Yeah, they're on.
They don't ship them.
Sometimes the Hummer, just outright can ship in a week or 2, but it could take up to probably
Okay.
a month.
All right, sorry, a little off topic. Any questions about the docket?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to read the dollar amount. If you want to do that.
Sure.
Combining the two payroll and regular general counsel docket, the total amount for the month is sorry, I'm losing my voice. $408,591.10.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the docket.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and second to approve the full claims docket. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries.
And I know we talked about this last month. That total he gave is not anywhere on this paper anymore.
Sorry, that's
Is
my
that
fault.
not,
No,
is that the
that's- I
case?
did not realize, I hadn't paid attention that the total only prints now at the bottom of the signature page, and I don't give everybody a signature page usually, so that's my bad. You
Because
guys-
I was only reading $4,938. I'm like, well,
Nope, I will make
yeah,
sure
we'll
that's on
accept
your
that
guys'
one, but
yeah.
Zero there.
yeah.
I will make sure that's on your guys' thing
Thank
next
you.
month.
That'd be good. Okay, other financial matters? Anything else?
We just did.
Nope. Okay. Legal matters? No. Greg, anything else? Okay. RDC, I haven't heard the property that we own is, I think Ben just mentioned it, right? It's property at South, 237 South Jefferson is up for sale. And thank you, Randy, again for mowing it. It got a little out of hand, so. Yeah, I imagine it needs it, yeah. But yeah, it's up for sale and hopefully we'll get somebody interested in buying it soon. Anything else, anyone?
Are they working on the Masonic Lodge?
Yeah, I mean, we actually got an update. I think, do you want to say anything about the Masonic building, Jeff? I mean, do you know? There's work going on inside. Ben, you've got some information? Yeah. Short one, it's late.
You got 2 minutes, man.
All right, the owner, Remy, is, we got the electrical updated panel. He's in the process of getting the second floor energized with power. That's a plus, because we had pulled that out and we're gonna redo that, so he's working on the second floor as well as the first floor, keeping the grass mowed, getting things approved. I just spoke with the health department about the changes that he's gonna do in there with the kitchen, the bar area, and things like that. So the plan review for that is in the works to make sure that all the plumbing before it's closed up. Got him hooked up with the drywaller. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tangsy, David, you probably know him.
I know.
Huh?
I know him.
Okay, so I think he's the one that's, of the three that he was given, that's the one he's chose. And David will get it covered once it's approved.
Is he putting the,
Rough ends are done, the signs went up.
no, the sprinkler system?
No, he does not have to on the first floor. He will if he does something to the
But he
second.
told us he was gonna put a
Yeah,
sprinkler system.
I'm saying it's not in this,
Okay,
in this
so he's
plan,
still
and it's not
saying he's gonna do it
required.
eventually, okay.
It's not required in the CDR he just got unless he puts something livable on the second floor. But he's trying to get the first floor open to start business. The sign's been signed to go, the sign lettering has been ordered and he's done the sign permit. I've cleared that to put the name out in front.
Like over the top? Is that
Over
where
the
it's gonna
top.
go?
He was repainting that before he did it. And they've been busy working on the inside, changing things that the other guy did. A lot of construction work in the basement, reinforcing the building. And the plumbing has had some changes because they're putting in a full kitchen. So there's still a lot of things going on there. And he is considering what he might do if he goes to the second floor doing the work with
Yeah,
the sprinkler system on the first floor.
He said he was planning on doing that.
Yeah,
so-
but right now he has to follow the CDR.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's also planning to start renovating outside, he said.
Yes,
soon.
yeah, he's
So we'll
gonna-
start to
he's
see
gonna
some
do-
improvement. That's a really big deal, right? It's kind
And
of
I
a
got
mess
him
out there.
hooked up with the eye doctor.
Yeah.
And they've been communicating about what it costs to do the whole west
Common
wall.
wall, yeah.
And that, what it would charge for him to go all the way down through there. And Shanefeld has authorized him to set scaffolding on his roof to do that.
The back wall.
What we would call the north end of that building on the
Mhm.
second, third floor where you walk out on that roof.
Yep.
You're laughing at me.
No, I'm not.
It's strong below that, okay. 2 minutes.
Thank
up.
you.
Roxanne is
2
over
minutes
there
up.
making.
I'm over here rubbing my nose. He's laughing at me.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ben.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Yep.
appreciate it.
Do
And I think we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Do you wanna know anything about the shelter house deck?
Is it done?
I think so, but let me double check.
Very nice.
But